Yes, okay, we're good. We're back.
Okay. So, we're coming out of executive session and, did that for legal counsel. And so at this point, we're going to an open meeting. Okay,
Okay,
first, second, somebody's gonna make a motion to,
I'll move it over to me.
Second.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay.
I think that,
All right.
you know, what we got in the mail today was, opinion tips.
Yeah, I actually, I've been working on a draft. With that, because I didn't like the draft of this thing. And I have it approved, so we have like 6 of them. I'll get that to you.
I want to apologize for that, that's.
You didn't know.
No.
Not a problem.
Jerry, you need to sign in over there.
One of the worst.
Yeah, the basketball.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Got 5 minutes.
I'll give you more.
I want to be eating those minutes with $8 or 6. And then I get like $80. Well, it's all my clients.
So they only had two, they only had 3 times.
Yeah.
Right? You can't do it. You know, so how did they take care of it?
Well, which ways they get.
Sure, you can find it.
Because that's a set budget. So utility things like that, no one else
Feel like so.
can pay their credit card.
You didn't leave it in there?
Yeah.
You know, here, do you need me, Charlie? Is it?
Bill's done some training.
It's a town board.
Is there,
Right.
is there people that want to sign up that doesn't sponsor?
Actually, that would be a good question for Dorothy Fairley. She's in charge of all of that. Until probably the next few weeks. And maybe bring out that
Social flags, so that's.
Because what you do this with the hat is just like, you know, doing to get like a deadline. But yeah, I can't answer that question.
Okay.
I'm sure if you would like to be volunteer those, that generosity, then I'm sure that we could probably find someone to share. Thanks. Thank you. Hi, Holly. Becky. Sorry, I didn't get an email. I got this video finding. Oh, no, because I can't get road emails here. Yeah, I'm gonna excuse myself.
Is that-
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I got us back in there, now we're done.
That was special for a Zoom meeting for New York State Conservation.
We're recording. Well, you know.
Okay. Well, this was the second one. So we're in open meeting.
Exactly.
Everybody, we're in an open meeting and we're recording.
We are recording.
So that's where, I'm just letting everybody know. Good job on that. Have you written up the phone number? April, is it April 15th? On the, yeah.
Oh, they're coming, yes, thank you.
You're doing a
The
great
auxiliaries are doing a great job, they really are,
Yeah, that's super.
thank you.
You're welcome.
And thank you for your support, we appreciate
Oh
it.
my God, I'm very proud of you all.
Now the game's gonna go. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, well, you know that New York State Electric and Gas offered to put them on.
Yes. And
And are there-
if Andy's trying to arrange the time,
Good.
yeah, he's
How
gonna,
long does it take to get the banners?
when I comprehended it was, it's supposed to be like 6 to 7 days.
Oh, my
Let's
God.
see, our goal is to have them up by Memorial Day.
So we are recording, just so you know.
Definitely July, so.
So everything's go for Bob Athlon and Tom Bromley is his name, to meet over there at 4:00. I mean, or right with me or.
I'm sorry. No, I guess I can't really answer that anymore because we're using the ones that they use down in Granville.
You consider
So keeping them really late.
Salem Historical Society?
Let's see about,
Okay.
because, my time is,
I know about that.
you know what I mean.
Yep.
Okay. But we should do, somebody should be there.
But. He did, but he only did once, he came home, so. He was leaving and, he did it once, which was a lot of rounds. And normally he would be doing that, but he did not have to that.
Rock and roll and
That's what he's getting on for, he's the.
Yeah, he's making it.
70 years old.
That old, oh my God.
So what we're gonna do, because we ran the legal, executive session ran later, but we have a public hearing, at 6 o'clock. So I'll open the meeting and we'll have the, pledge of allegiance and then we'll do the
Okay.
public hearing. If you guys are okay with doing double duty over there.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Somebody made a motion, exactly this, you know, that you guys have to go on a minute. If somebody made a motion to go into executive session with him, it's got to go in a minute.
Yeah, so,
Whoever did it.
um,
I think it was Scott and Brenda.
Yeah.
He made the motion.
unanimous for to go into executive session. And then I think, was this Scott and Brenda that came out of the executive session for legal counsel?
Yes. Yeah. Go now.
So Brenda, you motion to go out?
Yeah.
And Scott, the second?
I thought it was somehow.
Sure.
Second? Okay. Okay,
I come there going up tonight. Okay,
5:45, 5:50, out of executive session.
yes.
About 6.
Okay. So if everybody's ready, let's stand and say the pledge of allegiance. Please.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so this is the meeting of April 8th, 2026, here in Private Hall. And Pat, we'll start with you and we'll go around the table, just let everyone know who's here.
I have Chris down for you.
So Fire Town Supervisor,
John McMorris, town councilman.
Brenda Lee, Town Council,
Got it, the town council.
at the chambers approach, supervisor.
thank you,
Howard Law, Town Council.
thank you. Okay, so we are now going to open up the battery storage moratorium extension, public hearing. Is there anyone here who wants to talk about the battery storage extension for the,
I think they're coming right now.
some,
Kim and Mo.
okay. Hello. We just opened up the public hearing for the battery storage. The moratorium, the battery storage moratorium, and the extension to that. And we just asked the, was anything that anybody wanted to discuss or say about it? So far, there's none. Second time around, would anyone like to bring forward anything about the battery storage moratorium extension? Everybody? Third time? We get one more chance to bring forward anything for the battery storage moratorium extension. Yeah, but notice in the county.
Did you guys do the rest of your secret though? I don't think it was correct. You guys have to do the secret.
For the public hearing,
What?
for the public hearing.
To pass a law, and that's what we have been doing. So basically, you have to read through each one of these things,
Okay.
and the board. I mean, the way we do it, if nobody, you assume that it has no or little impact, which this has no or little impact because it's only a moratorium, we're not doing any action. Sorry to make you read it. You can ask Mo too. He has it, was it?
I can. Well, if you
I
want,
almost got it down pat.
you want to read it? Okay, so we have all the information we need for the local law. Okay, we're gonna go through the short environmental assessment form. Part 2 is the impact assessment. Number 1, would the proposed action create a material conflict with an adopted land use plan or zoning regulations? The options are no or small impact may occur, moderate to large impact may occur. So that would be a no, is what? Because nothing's happening, it's just an extension to review the law. And that not affecting any, gives the planning board the ability to have the time to do a good job, as they always do. Okay? Will the proposed action result in a change in the use or the intensity of the land? That would be a no, because again, it's law only at this point. The proposed law, will the proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community? Again, it would be no or small impact may occur, but there's a difference with that. Okay. Will the proposed action have an impact on environmental characteristics that cause the establishment of a critical environmental area or a CEA? That would be no or small impact may occur, because again, we're talking law, not action. Will the proposed action result in an adverse change in the existing level of traffic or affect existing infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walking? That would be a no. No impact. Everybody's in agreement, right? Will the proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy and it fails to incorporate reasonably available energy conservation or renewable energy opportunities? That would be no.
No.
Okay. Will the proposed action impact existing public-private water supplies or public-private wastewater treatments? That would be a no in both of those.
Right.
Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of important historic, archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resources? That would be a no. It's no. Will the proposed action result in an adverse change to natural resources, wetlands, water bodies, groundwater, air quality, flora, or fauna? That would be no, because the law is in the book. Okay. Will the proposed action result in an increase in the potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems? That would be a no, because a big. Will the proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health? That would be a no. Okay, and so in part 3, the determination of significance. For every question in part 2 that was answered, moderate or large impact may occur, or if we have the need to explain why a particular element of the proposed action may or will not result in significant adverse environmental impact. Please complete part 3. So because,
You know, somebody needs a motion for negative declaration.
so,
I always thought that was interesting. It's
so can I have a motion for a negative declaration on the short environmental assessment form, impact assessment, please?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Howard.
Second.
Second? Yeah. Any discussion?
Yep.
All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
We're inside and see what was accounted for. Keep that in your records, just so that you guys did the.
Okay. We're okay. So at this point, we're back to the,
Yeah, make sure you.
David, could you turn the lights on here? Thanks.
thanks, Sadie. So now we're back to the public hearing, okay? And there's, we've had some things.
That's not my state.
Just one.
So at this point, we can go forward and,
You have to pass the resolution according to Mr. Rand. Introducing the proposal of the law extending the temporary moratorium on the approval of commercial battery energy storage systems within the town.
so do we have
Like
a,
calendar rate, it'll be 32, but I have to go back and make sure. Somebody has to make the motion, you gotta do that before you get into the law.
so do we have a motion to pass the
That's
battery
it with the resolution, didn't say,
resolution.
we have to do the resolution. before the
Resolution.
local law. Okay.
Yep.
I'll make that resolution.
Perfect, thank you. Do we have a second? Okay, any
I'll
more
second.
discussion on that?
No.
Thanks, Howard. Okay, all in favor? Thank you.
Who seconded it, Scott or Howard?
Howard and Scott both did.
Oh.
You don't want to leave anybody out. Okay, Ken, do you have everything you need?
Yeah, that's, I believe that's just something they, that needs to be done at local laws.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
In my 127 trips in and out of that wonderful old town office, I did not look, I do not know if it's local law number 1 or 2. I'm lucky I know my name at this point. When I had 5 minutes to check it out, I think it's number 1, but it seemed to me that we did something already, but I couldn't remember.
I'll look it up.
And anytime I'm in there, and on a mission to do something else, and I forget to look.
I can look it up later.
Like that's,
The video conferencing law, I think, was the last one, and that was the end of, that's at the end of, yeah, 2025. Yeah. And I don't know that we've done another law since then.
the insurance one.
Okay,
But you gotta pass the local law.
so
You
we need,
gotta get filed with the state.
so we need a motion to pass the local law number 1. We think we're just gonna leave it at battery storage moratorium extension.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, do we have a second? I'll second. Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I'll set that.
You back into that, Brenda.
I did, yep.
I don't know if it's other thing.
Are we already moved on?
Yeah, I didn't understand why you needed this.
Okay, so we're gonna go, make the committees,
Yeah.
okay? Was Travis coming? Does anyone know?
Yeah, but it's
Not
like,
until-
for all this stuff to get done. Okay, everyone gets it.
Okay,
He said probably 6:30.
okay. Thank you. Okey doke, so we'll do highway and water. And Beth is sick, so she's going to send out historic Salem for us, when she's feeling better.
Okay.
So you get that. Pat, did you want to go through anything with for town clerk?
Sent Ag and Markets a check for $12. We took in $260, so the town will get $248. As soon as Ag and Markets decides they're gonna deposit the check, so it's clear. I took my books back to the county on Monday. I had them in a binder because it's easier for one woman and I to go flipping through. I thought they were gonna send me to the facility next door because I did not put it back in here because I was on a mission and couldn't find it. So I will let them know, are you going over tomorrow morning? Can you take that please and give it to? Al will let, I know Al is not gonna care what it's in, but this will satisfy the elderly woman who's having.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. This will be fine. Thank you, Pat.
Yes, I won't know how everything turned out. I got my figures. I panic when I get the bottom line figure, and of course, anybody can take the figures he's got on there and make them come out, but I look at the bottom line and go, oh dear God, do I have that amount in my tax account? But hallelujah, and, you know, I do, so.
Yay.
We'll see, Al will send me the revised sheet that I have to sign, so hopefully we're good to go.
No, it's a stressful tax collecting season, and considering everything that's been going on, it's amazing to me that you were able to get everything to where it needs to go on time.
And you did fight for 6 people whose payments I got. Wherever they mailed them from, it said March 31st, and it was postmarked Granville, Clifton Park, wherever. I had one that was April first. After the March 31st, the other said April 1st, and I called the county on the two that I got at first. And I said, will you please make it clear to Mr. Nolet that it is not the fault of my taxpayers that the post office is doing the business they are doing. And she came back and said, because it's you, he will take that. Oh, I got 6 payments in. I had already run my reports. He handles them, but they will not have a copy.
Wonderful.
Hallelujah.
Well, thank you, and thanks to Winona. The two of you worked really hard in not easy circumstances. So. Let's see. We all got the Salem Fire Department. Good one. Brenda, do you want to do the Georgia?
Sure. We meet tomorrow. We had a conference all last week, so we're gonna finally meet tomorrow. But I have 3 things. Kathy has been working diligently with Mary Menard, and I think that's going really well.
Good.
I think she's got one of the stuff. In the Express Pass, am I saying that word right? Express Pass. Express Pay is now going to be transferred over, has been transferred over to us. We need to just discuss. What, if we are considering the community room, a community room over at the Georgie, because there is a line that the town pays and has for the LP for the community room we usually try to get 2 meetings over there. Town board meetings, so that people can come if they want to, and the voting gets done there. And it's also used as a backup for if there's an emergency and needed. So that's the discussion, because when I called to get the LP filled, they wanted the George to fill out this whole credit form and blah, blah, blah. And then Kathy and I were talking and we said, she goes, well, there's always been a line on our budget line for the George, for the community room itself.
So, what is the Georgie's, or what would they like to do?
Well, of course, it's on the financial side. Of course, we like to keep the line here since we're supposed to have those obligations of trying to get to. And then fully there, of course, too.
What is the amount budgeted, Kathy? Do you know? Yeah, it seems like that would be, I mean, fortunately, they opened it up for the voting. And I mean, when they talked about closing it down in Shushan, Shushan rallied around who would want to keep their place to vote. I don't blame them. I actually take a great amount of pride in the fact that they're determined to keep what they have, whether it's a post office or it's a voting place. So is there a motion to pay that in lieu of, in lieu of allowing us to use it as a polling place and also as a town board meeting? 2 months a year. Would that work?
Right, we had been doing that.
Yeah, 2 months a year.
We remember too.
I think it's on the MOU that it will be.
I think, that's what we were just discussing, that we just wanted to clarify that, that's all.
It's 7:15.
Howard, do you have any comments?
Nope.
No. You can't get that. And then the third thing is, Erica is our gardener there. And we're asking if it's okay if Kathy, of course, we pay it out of our money, but if Kathy could still keep her on the payroll as far as being able to do her retirement, because that's a whole different ball game to get her. And she gets paid more enough to say that we could allow her so much money and not, but she's already been in the system. So I'm asking the board, it wouldn't cost the board anything other than Kathy's time to write the check for those few months that she does the gardening and the Georgies.
So she would continue to be a Salem employee.
Correct,
Yeah.
like she has been, we would just reimburse, because we keep a amount with Kathy in case there's any bills that come up that haven't been either transferred or our insurance payment and that kind of thing.
Kathy, does the system work okay for you?
Oh, that's.
So I think it's a smart solution.
I'm afraid we would lose her if she had to do it another way and.
And then she's not gonna do that. Oh,
No, that's right, she makes very.
Right.
So,
So, maybe we need a motion saying that we will continue to keep the, gardener as a town of Salem employee at the Georgie. I think that would be the way to word that, for one motion, or a resolution because it's money. So let's do a resolution.
and it's not costing, it's not coming out any town money, it's all Georgie money.
It's just making sure that it's through a payroll
Right.
and doing it in a way that it is
Do you need a motion or a resolution?
resolution for money.
I'll make that resolution.
Thank you. Okay, do we have a second?
I'll say it.
Okay, any more discussion? Howard, any more discussion?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
So that's the one, so, and the other one would be the, to continue to do the propane in the community,
Make that motion.
okay? And do we have a second on that?
I'll say it.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay. Anything else?
We have a couple rentals. I walked it yesterday with the dog and everything looks great. We had a tree that was stuck evidently when the high waters came, it took it. I'm not sure where it landed, but, that's gone.
Is
I have
that
no
the,
idea. Unless somebody came and took it out, that's a possibility too, I don't know.
is that the one that,
Yeah, and it was straight across, it was stuck between the two banks, so I couldn't, and I don't know where it came from because it's not from our bank.
no.
Yeah, are the projects that we're looking into right now is Dave is going to be installing an ADA compliant door, which is already there, but it's an updated one with a nice landing for people to get in with a wheelchair. We're go ahead for spring and fall to, spring through fall to get the museum open at least a couple, 3 times a month until we can get that totally established. But, yeah, looking, I'll know more tomorrow, but
Yeah.
that's, I think Mary's falling into the whole financial thing as far as I know, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
When would you like the pictures back? From me, from the Rockwell?
Not on the wall.
No, we took them one for the winter.
And I didn't even know this when I was sitting there yesterday. Oh, my God. Oh, our urinal's fixed. But that was a big one.
Yeah,
That-
what's fixed?
The urinal.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
That's a big one.
well, yes, it was quite.
It's fishing season.
So Jeff Sweet's been over there, it's open, we have, it's living ours, granddaughter will have her birthday party, our grandson will have his birthday party there. Our first one, and then once that's over with, then the bathrooms be open for the season. Yep,
So I got a email from, Carol
oh,
McKee.
yep, yep,
Okay, for the, and so the contact person for the Georgie would be you,
me,
Linda?
I'm gonna be over there, and I already gave her my list,
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Yep.
Okay, great.
So when would you like them there? Anytime?
anytime,
Okay.
and, yeah. Howard, I do have a question for you, have you ever been in the
What's that?
bathrooms in the Georgie?
Once, maybe.
Okay. It's a painted, we would like to paint the floors or put an epoxy down. Do we have to have that sanded down before we can put an epoxy down?
In the Georgie or in the community room?
In the community room, sorry.
Yeah, it ought to be, I think you can use like an acid etch.
That's all it would take.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think we'll go that route, because I can't find anybody. Ryan Elder is beyond busy, so I can't get him to come in and do it. But,
I think there's like an acid cleaner you can get to clean it.
okay. Okay, thank you.
Brenda, that's what we used in our barn.
Huh?
That's what, I did it in our barn.
Okay.
No, I did it in our barn. So if you want to talk about it, you know, it's an easy thing to do.
Okay.
Okay,
He's not getting paid. No, yeah, thank you.
okay. Anything else?
No, I think it's right.
Okay, thank you. So you got, from the we got from the economic committee, we got from the assessor.
Mhm.
Everyone received those. And planning, Tim, do you wanna review?
We had a meeting last month, so that's why you guys didn't get any minutes, because they are not, hasn't been approved, so I need to give you the formal minute. I believe we may have something this month. It may be or may not be in Pat's car. It is. I cannot confirm or deny that application. And can we go into the building to get like our stamp and stuff for the maps, or what's the deal with the buildings?
So the building is no occupancy,
Okay.
but as we know, we all have to keep the town running. And we have things in there that we have to go in and get and come out. Okay, I wouldn't go in there and spend
No.
half an hour or 15 minutes even
I'm
going to
not
get it.
running and
And
running
then,
out. Okay. I just didn't want to enter without permission.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then it's
I have a map to stamp.
Yeah.
And we changed it today, and we said, can we go in? Can we go in?
No, I don't.
meetings tonight, so perfect.
Good time to ask, right?
Yeah. And I think, other than that, since we are under the, moratorium, which has now passed. If you guys, I don't, and again, we've got 6 months. I don't know if anybody had any opportunity to review what the planning board had submitted with regards to the proposed law regarding, large, the battery storage units, the best large scale battery storage units. I don't think you probably did, but it was included in that email that we sent, so. I think it's.
That's what the.
Oh,
I might, and all my other mail, when I turned on my computer yesterday under Gmail, is gone.
oh, good. Well, I can make a copy and bring it over to town.
I got your letter, but I don't have the law.
So yeah, that's the only thing, you can consider that and. Considering it. And then have the attorney take a gander at it.
Perfect.
As I said, there's following Jackson's lead, they banned them, other towns have banned them, we just don't have these. And a ban is only if things change, you can always redo a law. It's set in stone.
Well, that comes from the date it gets filed, the portion, date it was approved. 6 months does it start?
Yeah, start state it's filed because we become law enforcement, so, yeah.
I was. Oh, I gotta go in and get the forms.
Other than that, I think we're, anything else?
Good.
The meeting will be in progress, obviously, or Thursday.
So the-
23rd.
So you did.
I reserved it going forward until.
Yeah, perfect, thank you. Yep, thank you. Okay, Bancroft Library. Quick chats.
Our meetings, we're ahead of you guys, we're behind you guys this month.
I always go last time.
Good news for this meeting and for.
Quick one, huh?
Yeah,
Good news for me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Only all nights to start on Wednesday, then we'd always be behind you. So I got nothing for Bancroft either.
Okay,
I just noticed too that the economic, maybe, I don't know if it went on our phone, but I don't see anybody's names listed, so I just forwarded them to most people.
okay,
Okay, so we'll have to have Larry do that, include the town board.
yeah, perfect, thank you.
Yeah.
And I think that he's trying to set it up so that we have the economic committee on Monday morning at the restaurant. Because it's 9 o'clock Monday morning
Okay,
and we can't be doing it in the town office.
okay.
Okay, dog control, having an incident coming and see you, right?
Can't get in, so
Right,
I haven't seen her.
and there was, I checked the box.
I have no idea.
Yeah. I did check the box, there was nothing in the box, just before I came here today. Municipal sewer, we did not have a meeting last month, and so we're continuing to go forward, again, still looking for land. The tree park committee has. Everyone got the email from Tom,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's exciting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Start very early in it.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Glad to see you didn't choose fine locust tree.
Oh, it's been gorgeous,
Well, that's
messy.
our, professional landscape architect recommended these, so, Rob, so. And, so I passed the word on to ACA and he's gonna order them and we'll, and I talked to Sherry Allen in front of hers and she's, oh yeah, that's great, you know. And then, John Lundgren said he was in favor of his. And so we're checking on the other two spots. Make sure,
Yep, make sure the homeowner wants them there.
yep, yep. And, the idea was to put them on mains, most of them very visible. So people could see what we're doing.
And they're gonna come and they're going to plant them. And then,
And they're gonna put a gator boot on it.
yeah,
He threw that in, which I thought was nice.
yeah, that's good.
And I have approached Travis with an email about, see if they were able to water them, because the first couple of weeks are very critical. And, we'll see what he says. If not, we have a plan B.
Ready for the water to read.
I know.
Like you said, there's a plan B.
Yeah,
What's it?
He told-
Oh, stupid.
it's a drip, it like drips water. It's got holes in the bottom, I think, and you fill it up. And then it slowly waters it. So you don't, yeah. So you guys say, Howard?
Tom, Travis said he was looking for grants for chainsaws too. Okey dokey.
I can live with that. Yeah.
He's doing, write this down for you.
And, ACA also, he had originally quoted as 650 for some and 600 for the others. And made it 600 flat for all of them.
That's good.
So he's being very accommodating. And, he actually came up and Jim Garapi and I went around with him, looked around the village and identified quite a few spots where, potential spots. And then we met as a committee that formalized it and the choices. And,
How much fills up a truck? When he brings up a truck, how many fills up a truck?
it's gonna be 4 trees.
Yeah.
But,
The only reason I ask is because we did have someone that offered to buy more.
right,
Okay, and I suggested that, let's get through the 4. Okay, and then if he wanted to do 4 in the fall, we'd greatly appreciate it.
okay. We'll have to talk about that.
Yes, we will, huh?
Yeah, so,
Okay.
okay.
And then you're gonna bring about stumps now?
In the meantime, yes, I'll bring it up now at this point. The stumps, I reached out to, Landon Nelson. And he, would do stump removal for $300 a stump. Which is a really actually a very good deal. We have an awful lot of stumps around town that are, an eyesore. And they could be removed when the trees cut down. And, so my thought is that we could actually think about, starting that process. When we have a tree cut down, they remove the stump too. And to backtrack, to go back through, I think on William Street, I counted 6 stumps. Down by the Catholic Church, I think there's maybe 4 stumps.
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
I think, I can't remember how many I told you guys, but it was, I counted and it was like 20 or 30 stumps and some of them were like fat, huge. So,
So what I was hopeful was, is we can think about, removing some every year. And maybe this year we could start with maybe 10. And then start putting it, being cognizant of it when they take them down, that they remove them, which would make a lot of sense. Then you wouldn't have to backtrack, but right now we're in a position where we need to backtrack. So, I was looking at the budget to see where possibly we could take it from. And the contingency we really wanted to hold for future grant at 20%, because that's where we're at. But in the economic development line, we have 2,000. You know, maybe we start with, 5 or 10 stumps and see how it works. And, get that process started, because the village, there's a lot of complaints coming in that we're not taking care of it. And including the park, the potholes, the streets, and with the 250th this year, I think that we should really be taking care of what we have in a way that's better than,
You were saying about people complaining about like the park and stuff, and it's only the 5th of April.
I know,
I would agree. Huh,
I agree.
right?
Yeah.
And maybe we need to start advertising, asking people to volunteer to do things, because it can't just always fall on us.
Right. Right.
It sounds like we had a beautification fund group, I'm not sure if they still exist anymore. And it just seems like Laura and Pete, like they're doing a beautiful job getting the new planter boxes done and all that kind of thing, but we can stretch people just so far, and I'm gonna hopefully work on, you know, the Georgie could use some volunteering, or maybe the cemetery, whatever, but Kathy did mention that, Donna Anderson's gonna come and do those.
The flower bed, also the Salem Community Gardens said they would help with the flower beds at the park too, so Donna and them, you know, they wanted to work together.
Yeah.
So they reached out to me.
But there was an issue today that, and I got a hold of Mary Menard, but she had given us the
board,
bases,
Yep.
the board
they're
door,
all over the ground.
and now people are piling them underneath the conveyance.
Was it full?
It's full.
Yeah.
But it's your responsibility, I think, to take it
Home,
with you.
right,
And, Mary's gonna go down and take care of it, and she didn't realize it was that time of year already, but I said, I'm not sure where the mindset is that people will wanna pile underneath.
Right.
The box.
right.
They're probably not. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it, that's.
So anyways, the box was full. Mary's gonna take care of emptying the box.
Right.
And I agree with you, Brenda. I'm not, you know, I think that people need to be responsible for their own littering and take it home with them. If there's not a disposable container that's empty, you don't just throw it on the ground underneath it. You take it home with you and dispose of it properly.
In garbage.
Yeah.
I got my haircut today, and the girl over at Bennington said the same thing, like she walked hardly like a quarter of a mile with her grandkids and had 3 bags of garbage, the size of the roads.
Yeah.
I just cannot get over it, and I think the service learning kids or the service aid, they're gonna be busy because there is just.
Yeah.
Trash.
It's Earth Day, it's Earth Day month, and I think the 22nd is Earth Day. And so, but in the meantime, in the education of reminding people that you just don't throw it out the window or throw it beside the curb and expect somebody else to pick it up. You know, there's a responsibility piece here of no littering used to be drilled into all of our heads. And now it's like,
We don't have a McDonald's within
No.
20 miles a year, and I guess.
Sorry.
I'm not sure how the blue from Greenwich to here. Jack and Box.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think that's really, really important to push that. And remind people that it's, you take care of your own, you take care of your property.
Newman and 64.
Yeah.
Right there at the corner, literally somebody must have gotten out of the car and literally just opened up the bag because it's all in one 4x4.
I found that.
You said that. Yeah, so I put that on the list for the community day.
You wanna come pick up the couch that somebody threw in my field?
We have a couch in our.
Yeah.
Den. So anyways.
Yeah.
It's high,
So-
so come down White Creek.
Yeah.
So over there,
We catch that tree.
that's the serious thing.
Remember when you said
There
on the farm, you're talking this part, not the back, up here, right?
Up this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is Donna coming in as a volunteer or as a paid employee?
She's a volunteer.
Oh, that's wonderful. So we'll have to hook up Donna with the, and
She says she'll take care
that's great.
of it. She's home.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
So
I don't
Sue,
know.
back to the stumps.
Yes,
How many of them fall on state road and the county road, like up by the church? You were saying there's some up by the Catholic church, or are they on the 22 road or
They're-
on the side street?
there's some on the side street and there's some on 22.
We ought to, and the same thing on the other ones. We ought to check with the county and the state because that's their right of way. And the county has come in and ground stumps for us before on the road.
So we have some, but a lot of them are the side streets, like William Street is
Oh.
6 on our streets.
I'm not arguing, but we might, if we can get the county and the state to grind, it saves money.
I agree, absolutely. Yep, I can ask.
And they
both
both
of
have,
them.
and they both have grinders, so.
Yep.
I wonder, but that's,
So do we want to think about, finding some on our town streets? Okay, and we'll start there and see what a job
Can,
he does. What's that?
Can we see if the county will do?
Right, what's that?
Can we see if the county will do some of the side streets too?
They'll charge it by all west.
Well, I can ask, but I mean, quite frankly, the Board of Supervisors does not really like being put in a position of doing town things. You know, our electronic sign, I'll talk about that later. But I will certainly ask them about, doing stumpage, but the electronic sign is an example. We do have it. It's back at the highway department. The county did, put it, you know, they purchased it. It's here, and now it's up to us to figure out how we're gonna put it back up, because they are not doing it anymore.
They didn't, we purchased it, right?
We purchased
The
it,
original one.
They got damaged.
so we purchased the original one, okay, then the county put it up for us at the school, and then they moved it from the school over to Shushan, and they put it at the end of Adams Lane, which was not in the right location. Then they were going to remove it and put it up on the, higher up the hill, and it fell out in the back of the truck and broke.
oh,
So the county, purchased another one, so we have a brand new one, and it's sitting down in the parking lot. Ready to put into, you know, over in Shushan up on the hill where we originally talked about, but we have to have someone that is willing to do it. So that's where we're at with that. I will ask on the stumps. It makes sense on 153, it makes sense on the county roads, it makes sense in the New York State roads, but I think the town roads, we're responsible for them. So. Hi, Travis.
Or,
So do we want it to try like 5 of them or something and see how it works? You know, maybe 1,500?
Does that have to go out to bid?
Yeah, that will have to bid.
It's under the procurement policy.
so what's your question?
Yeah. Are they gonna go near where you're gonna plant the trees?
I don't think so. I'm not sure about Sherry Allen's because I looked there and I didn't see one, but it could have been just covered up.
Okay.
Cause I know that was the big deal that, someone told us that she was very upset when the tree got cut there. And so that's why we're looking to put one back there. But I think there's enough room. I don't think it was probably on a tree like that. So I think this would be not a problem.
Okay.
But good point.
I think there is, if down on the corner, there's a big one, but that's on the other, you're talking on the other side of the street. It's.
Well, Sherry's, there was one in front of her house and,
Yeah.
but there's two grassy spots.
Yeah.
So you could. Yeah,
you
one
pick
or the
and
other.
choose.
Yeah.
Pick and choose. So, but it could be, you know, future places, in the fall, you know, if we get a donation for that. And,
That was a discussion, really, you need to get some of the stumps out of there so you have more options.
Right.
Because there's like, you take Blanchard Street up through there, I mean, there's 5 or 6 stumps there. And there's not that only like that between the pavement and the sidewalk anyway. So, I mean, if you get some of the stumps out of there, you might have some more options, that's all. And Nickel Street and.
Oh,
Thing is, you're not gonna, I don't think you're gonna plant a tree where you grind a stump out. They don't grind that deep.
Right. No,
So you're never gonna get depth enough to plant on top of a stump that you grind.
right.
but if the streets look more, the streets will look better without having 6 stumps all the way down through them. You know, and it's maintenance, you know? Anyways, is there any appetite to go forward with this, or do we go to the next thing?
I'd like to sit on it. Well,
Yep, sounds good. Okay,
we've had a lot already today, so I don't think so.
okay.
I agree with you.
That's my 63 road.
So, public comment? That's where we're, oh, I'm sorry. Can I backtrack? Travis is here. And you might want to go back. Travis, do you want to do highway? Or do you?
Yeah, I don't have much, couple things, Graham has asked about one of the dump bodies that we have.
Yep.
Intermunicipal wouldn't have to go out to bid because it's intertown, intergovernmental in the same state, and they've offered us $2,000. I think that's.
Commission. So-
You guys have to make, we deemed it surplus.
Yeah.
So I can't make that decision, you guys have to.
So-
It's a fair price, Travis.
Yeah, I mean, it's intergovernmental, it's right in Washington County, I don't know, I don't know what it bring on auction, but it's an 8-year-old body. And they're in need of one, so I don't think that's a bad price. They're gonna come get it, they don't have to list it, and any foot traffic in it or nothing.
So if you're, if,
So if you guys are happy with it, I'm happy with it, but we need to have a motion, and then their meeting is tomorrow night, so I'll call Justin in the morning and their.
okay. So, do we have a motion to have Howard go forward with selling this $2,000 or the stump body for $2,000?
I'll make that motion.
Okay. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, any more discussion? All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Aye.
Okay,
The only other thing I have is the 27 truck that I got today, finally. Same as what we've been getting, other than a 1-way plow instead of a 4-way, but the truck is plumbed for a 4-way. And that came in. You want before, so purchase price on delivery is $375,432.83. We have about a 90-day grace period to pay for the truck. Cab and chassis, because it's split, just like the 26 truck would be, because that's how the contracts are broken out. So if we don't have to do any interest on it, we could take $10,639.27 off that. And they figured that on a 10-month floor plan at 6.39% interest.
what's the interest rate?
6.39 is their floor plan.
And what was it was 10,006 something?
10,639.27 will come off of the 375,432.83.
Okay. And this would be for next year?
This would be the 27 trucks, so International will not give you an exact delivery date.
Right.
We know that there's price increases sometime around June. Their delivery date is 2 to 6 months. The dealer feels that it would probably be in the 3 to 4 month window, and they get about a 90-day grace. So if we ordered it in May, that would put it here roughly November, which would get us into January, which we have our tax money for. Pay for the cab and chassis, and the body, which we pay for the body.
So what's the total cost now of a outfitted truck?
With that 10 without the floor plan or with the floor plan?
Without.
Quick math is 365. So pretty near, that's actually not that much up from the one we just got. I think that was 356, or it's right there.
That's about
A lot closer than I thought.
And no tariffs.
So,
That and give you out there, dump value sander.
dump body sander, wet system, the upgraded green amber lights, yep.
So Travis, this is, when we started this 5 years ago, this was the last year of capital plan of, then we start that rotation.
This will be the first truck to replace one of the new trucks.
2022 truck.
The 2022 truck will go, and I've already had 2 towns approach me about that truck. And some of the others.
What's the town of Jackson, maybe they like.
I'm not asking, they're approaching me. Everybody knows what my plan is. I've had 2 in the last month.
Yeah.
I've had somebody ask about the 25 truck because that's where they're on their cycle.
Yes.
So I haven't really put it out there because this one hasn't been ordered, so it might not happen.
Yeah, roughly how much you think you get out of that one?
My goal is 75% of the purchase price, not of the price of the new truck, so we're not deflating it or anything like that.
Right.
So if we paid, and I don't have my capital sheet, but Tom and I started on that, I gotta fill some more numbers in, so if we paid $260 for it, it would be whatever 75% of $260. And essentially, all we've done is oil changes and tires. You haven't done brakes, you haven't done, we bought the full warranty, so there's very limited input on our end as far as expense. Wet system, plowing, all that stuff will go with it, set up to go. I feel pretty good for not advertising it, having 2 towns already inquired about it, so I think if you I want to get into a bid war with them, we're all friends, if you can get 75%, you got the best 5 years out of the truck. Right, minimal maintenance.
I mean, at one point, just the labor cost was shocking.
Well, before we started, new trucks, if I'm not mistaken, 6 years ago, my repair budget was pushing 135,000. And I spent all day, all winter in the shop, just trying to keep 5 trucks on the road.
So we've come a long ways.
Yeah, I mean, while we bought the tractor, we think machinery money without touching taxes, just move that money over every month, and if we get on this, that's gonna be even better, if we can start upgrading the grade all, the grader, some of that other used stuff with newer used stuff, and just keep that cycle rolling, because you can't swing. Some of that stuff is unachievable for us to do. Like, I think a road grader, nobody bids them, they're like 378,000 or something, the last one I priced out. A grade off, the exact grade all we have, with no buckets, is 425,000. That's unachievable, so we'll take some of this bigger stuff, and we'll just rotate it around with used stuff. Pass it along, and try to keep updated on that stuff that way, and stay up on the loader and the trucks and the pickups and stuff like that. Sidewalk tractor, lawnmower's gonna be up again before we know it.
I think that the change that has occurred with doing it in a planned manner has certainly been a benefit to the town of Salem. I mean,
No,
in the beginning, it was one truck was in the barn all the time. I was beginning to wonder why we even had that additional truck, because it was great for fixing all the time.
in the summer, we just went till we ran out of trucks, then we spent a week, put 4 or 5 of them back together, and went back going.
And that's all labor. All
Right.
labor costs. But now you can be doing something else with that.
Yeah,
So thank you for doing that. What about the barn, as we're thinking the next year's budget, but the brine maker barn? Are we gonna try to do that with a grant?
we got the grant for it, but we gotta find the grant for the farm.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, it's just a matter of finding them. Now, I mean, we got 5 years on the grinding.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
there's no, I'm not gonna push that like I did the salt shed, that was too stressful on me to get all that done and lined up. It's not gonna be rough cost on that, Tom Cassidy, that fire scene throwing it out the clock, we'd be looking at 300,000, 320,000. So we'll just keep seeking out a grant opportunity or a shared service grant or something along those lines.
So Travis, there's no need to act on this tonight. We'll give everybody a month to think about it, or do you have a deadline that you have to have this in by?
I do not believe there's like a 30-day thing, even if we did, so they did send a letter of intent, but we wouldn't actually do the order till May.
Right,
Probably should do it.
thanks. Is that a motion, Tom?
It is a motion to
Pursue.
proceed.
Okay.
Okay, do we have a second on that?
I'll second it.
All right. Okay, any more discussion?
It just seems like a lot of things, but.
Okay,
Yeah.
Can anybody ever pursue anything on shared services with a grader, say, Town of Kingford, Town of Salem, Town of Jackson?
We've talked,
Run a grader,
we've talked about it. The problem is, it's like sharing a corn chopper. We all want to grade
same day,
when the weather's right.
right?
And if we only got one between even two of us, somebody's gonna get stuck grading in the mud and somebody's gonna get stuck grading in the dust and you ain't never gonna get through them all.
Usually we go first and then.
Yeah. That's what they're going to. I have thought about it in the sense of, we keep our old graders and bought one new grader. And the new grader got passed back and forth,
Right.
but then you're spending a bunch of money trying to keep old graders going while the new grader isn't around. It's just not. It makes more sense just to trade up in a used one.
Yeah.
In my mind, than to try to share, you know, like wood chippers we can share, the hot box we can share. You know, even a big excavator, I tried to get somebody on board, there's times we need a bigger machine.
Right.
You know, and 5 or 6 of us could do that, but like plow trucks and graders and mowing tractors and stuff, like you're all trying to go that day. Yeah, it's like sharing a more spreader or corn chop.
I don't
You
think
need
we
it when
voted
you
on
don't. And the worry, one of the worries in the discussion we've had with that is what happens if the higher rain comes through?
And there.
And we're all missing a bunch of roads. And there's only one of them. You're gonna make enemies out of friends and public very fast if we don't have enough stuff to go around. It's not something that you can go rent. Like there's not, you know, they don't have hundreds of us that they did 20 years ago. They don't even go on state contract. They're so few and far between. But yeah, we've discussed it amongst other highway superintendents many times. That's always the argument, who gets it? And everybody said just what you said. Well, I get first.
All right, just thought I'd throw that.
Yeah, no, it's been, yeah, because, I mean, well, the hot box has worked out very well for us to find ways. You know, and I think the wood chipper could, and some stuff can, but there's some stuff that I think would be hard to do. It's faster than there'd be good feelings.
Makes sense.
Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays?
Sure.
Yes. Yeah. Hey Travis, you wanna keep
So
going?
I'll get with Pat next week and we'll do a letter of intent to them for
Yeah.
order in May.
Yes.
What else did I have? We've coal patched all the potholes and the blacktops. We'll probably start grading next week if the weather straightens out and hit some dirts. Some of them are still pretty mucky. Dean turned in his retirement papers last week. So his last day will be May 8th. And, Mike Finnegan is leaving. Today was his last day. Seek other adventures.
Okay, so we're down to full time.
Correct.
And I saw that in the paper. Did you? Yeah.
I know. Your technicality, but I
Yep.
don't suspect much from it.
Okay,
How long has Dean been with us?
Just 5?
Or is that,
Yeah, I was gonna say 4. I don't think he's had his 50th anniversary.
They would be do a luncheon or something for him?
Yeah, I was gonna do pizza,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, I mean, you guys are being involved.
and Mike Finnegan, when is he leaving?
Today.
No, today was his last day. Okay, and so at this point, you need 2 full-time people, Travis?
Yeah,
So we're looking at-
2 full-time openings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So, I think the only other notable fact I have is fuel doesn't straighten out. We're probably gonna stretch roadside mowing out. And wait till maybe July to start. That's a couple $100 a day, not counting tractor maintenance, just in fuel. And wait and do like we do in August, mow them all with a side flail and then put the arm on and go around with it, rather than chasing them all summer. But we'll wait and see what fuel does.
yeah.
We're going down,
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay,
So I think other than that, that is all I have for highway
okay.
that I know of. Yep. That's
Water,
it.
maybe water?
Water's been quiet. We pushed flushing usually is this week, but with all these cold temperatures, I was kind of leery about filling a bunch of hydrants. So we're gonna push flushing back till the next day. We can get a day that the school's off and go here. I gotta just get the school calendar. Do that. Andy and I are going to the Saratoga Water School next Wednesday. At the Saratoga Conference Center, I don't know what they can call it. Spot over there, behind the police station. We'll be doing Big State 5 hour with Andy and Mario 2 and myself meter the 5 hour, and that's comes up every 5 years. New York State law, I can't rattle off the number of it, but every utility has to have at least one certified digger guy. So we gotta go set through 5 hour course. We all get certified that way, you know. Question about it. I did my cybersecurity today with Nimer. And Andy and Mario are both gonna have to do those too. Because they touch down computers.
Yeah.
So, and that is mandated for everybody that touches any municipal technology first of this year. Or next year. 27.
Travis, are you still doing, water checks 7 days a week?
No, I'm only doing every other weekend, and I check in a couple times throughout the week. And once those guys get licensed, we will break it up a little different, so they're not there together, but they still do checks a lot of things together.
I want to thank you. It's been a long time. I think Eric left in the middle of last year.
Yeah, it's been better with them guys, because they picked up, they do a lot of the daily stuff. I'm trying to get Mario into the paperwork. There's been a lot of paperwork changes. There's a lot of changes to the Department of Health over there. And stuff. We did just do our big, call it first quarter, beginning of second quarter test, PFOAs, PFOS, PFOCs, PFOS. There was 4 coolers full of stuff that all went down to J&H. As far as I know, everything has come back normal, gone to the Department of Health. We'll have our lead stuff will be coming up. Just did our regular monthly, and J&H is working on, now that might be the building for that testing. The water quality stuff to get to Rebecca with a yearly report.
You accepted the electronic.
Oh, we did, okay.
They could accept.
Yeah, okay, so that's gone.
A report here on my fund from
No.
the board just the other day, Friday or Monday.
In the meantime,
Paying you.
Travis, thank
I
you.
figured it.
Okay, the town, thank you, because I know it was way and above your description. It's been a long winter.
We've had a lot of, we just had one the other day too, and I don't know. I gotta get with Tom about maybe setting up something different, so if somebody calls on the weekend. Maybe we can transfer that on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, or something different. I think it was Northfields I don't know, they're not leaving numbers, they just leave a house number and hang up. Like, I don't know how I'm supposed to track them down. If it's somebody I know, I go, like, I don't know, I don't understand that. They tell me I hit their mailbox and they live on such and such. No numbers, just a lot of people yelling and swearing. I mean, I have no issue going to see them, but I don't know where they are.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure, Andy thinks we looked at Diamond mapping, if the guy left the right address, it looks like Northwoods up here.
Which one? Julie or?
Oh, did you
Main
mean,
Street, but the neighbor said nobody's been here.
oh, to reconnect? You know, I think they're moving back.
Well,
Julie's
the
daughter.
message I got was their meter broke while they was there.
Huh.
And they needed the water shut off.
Hmm.
I don't know if that's where it is or not, neighbors haven't seen anybody. Andy went today, it's not running in the basement, you can't hear it. So I.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, so he went up and checked it, but it's very hard if people don't leave information to recontact them. Contact them.
Happens.
I don't have a crystal ball.
Okay.
So, but yeah, so we'll go to that water school. I'm hoping to get with the Department of Health, and get them up here maybe first part of May to do, Mario and Andy's final
Okay.
on site.
Hmm.
Test, and then I assume they push them through and let them off.
They don't want to be a full-time highway people?
Neither of them have CDLs.
Yes.
Travis, June 19th is our next day off at the school, besides Memorial Day and of course it's spring, so I don't think we're.
Yeah, probably not.
So, and that's on a Friday, just so you know, that's.
Yeah, well, so here's the other notable fact about that. It's funny you bring that up about being on a Friday. So our water withdrawal permit through DEC, when we flush, we exceed our daily limit. So we flushed in a couple of years, for the last 5 years, we've done all flushing in like 2 days. Before we get it done, or get it hammered out. Well, now the new administration is taking a bit of an issue with that. So we're probably gonna have to go back to 3 or 4 days of flushing, to stay under that daily withdrawal. Because it's happened, it happens totally for the calendar year, unless it's a fire or an emergency, apparently that's not acceptable. So I've always liked to do it 2 days because it minimizes problems, it gets stuff done, it's less chance of brown water going somewhere else and lingering around, but. Yeah, it's not what's going through the permit to applying. Makes no sense. So we're gonna have to do some calculated math there and scratch that out. I would say a minimum of 3 days, maybe 4. So quit getting dinged on that. The guy is very nice about it. He said he would check with his higher ups, but he believed that was, since it was a reoccurring issue, it was gonna have to be resolved and we would have to redo our permit. That was 3 months ago. So I think I'm just gonna resolve it, we're gonna stretch walking out back to the way we used to do it, hopefully best. And this is the bill from J&H, so the last round of testing we just did is $4,589.
4,000 what?
589.
It's not going through tonight.
Oh, who's it? Okay.
Thank you. Okay, anything else?
Nope, I think that's it on water stuff that I know.
Any other
That
questions?
Flushing to go in the paper, just make sure you let me know
Yeah, well,
4 weeks ahead.
I'll figure it out and get you the dates. That was the other problem. It just, school break came up quick, it was cold, and of course we were in the office, so. Yes. So we'll get it figured out. It wasn't only 3 or 4 years ago, we had to push it back because it was cold too, and we were really nervous about hydrants freezing or having trouble, so. That's what we're doing this year.
Okay, any other questions for Travis about water or highway? No? Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna keep going forward. Dave, public comment? Okay. Old business, we continue to work with New York State DOT, with the sidewalk, rail and pedestrian connections. It's ongoing. The master comprehensive plan survey results will be given out, and finalized at the May meeting. It's a public meeting that's gonna be at the school. They'll have breakout sessions, and so, everybody's welcome to come and listen and take part in the breakout sessions.
When is that? May one?
May. It's gonna be May 11th at the school. And I believe it's at 6 o'clock. I'm not sure on that. They were checking with the school to make sure that they had a time frame. So everyone's welcome. They're gonna be having pizza. And they'll go through all the information that they been finding. So
I'm sorry, what time is that again?
it's not set yet.
Oh.
May 11th is set. I'm not sure. I think it's 6
6.
for right now. That's where we're at. We're still waiting on the SALT grant finalization of that money. It's submitted and we're just waiting for it to come through, and I'm sure when it'll go into highway, and Kathy will let us know that we've received additional revenue. So Brian Maker grant, as we heard from Travis, we know that it can extend out. And so let's wait until we have the barn to put it in, and then maybe we can do it all at the same time. Hudson Greenway grant, we had a Northeast Rail committee meeting, and we're solidifying how this is going to work out as far as a studio. It's the Adirondack Studio that is going to look at the linear museum park, and then they're going to have a railroad engineer come in and determine the rail safety from here down to Greenwich. And then also there will be a structural assessment done on the freight barn and the railroad station, so that they can go forward and make those into the linear railroad museum. So that's ongoing. And that will be ongoing. So that's the Washington County EDC grant award and the Hudson Greenway grant award. Tree committee purchases, we already heard about that. And that's very exciting news. The FEMA, we were waiting on that. We did receive the maps today. If anybody's interested in looking at the finalized maps, they arrived at the town office outside our door today. So they are inside and in the box. TAP grant, we wait to hear on that. New business.
Now, back on grants,
Yes,
and I please get some kind of spreadsheet.
yes.
You keep rattling all these things and worry about money, but I'm like, I need to know some stuff.
Yeah, well, you got the ledger, which Doug is still working on.
I don't have a ledger to back that I have not,
You didn't keep a copy of that? Okay.
I
Okay,
have not.
okay. So I will get you on what I have. And we're working on the finalized part of that, so. So the $250 application is sent in to the EDC grant, and we were reimbursed from that from Northeast Rail. So that was submitted last week. And going on to new business, we need to do a zoning variance for the Memorial Veterans Park to proceed on the blockhouse.
So with the board's permission, what I would recommend being with those. That you have the Fireman's Carnival grounds, the Veterans Park, both in that area. Changing or updating the law to reflect that there are parks The law already has in it public facility as a, definition of a use for, not for obviously residential media, but I think it would behoove the town to put that in either as a permitted use or a special use. And, public facility, actually, I have it up, just give me 1 second. Public facility, the definition is any facility included but not limited to buildings, property, recreational areas, which are leased or otherwise operated or funded by a governmental body or public entity. That gets the firemen to be able to do, because they lease it, they're a public entity, they're not a governmental one. So it really would probably, with the board's permission, I will add that to the law, we'll update it. Again, you're gonna have to go through the rigmarole of
Okay.
public hearing, getting it to county, that's easy, getting it to county is easy, they're great. But it's, if you're,
So at this point, we need a motion to move forward with a zoning variance to include public facility into.
not zoning variance, it's updating, I would say I would update, give the planning board permission to review and update the law with regards to public facilities in
Right.
residential medium, because it's an existing, it's been there, should have been in there at the beginning, in my humble opinion. And I think probably everybody else's, since they've been there.
I know Matt said something about we could just declare that the home is not subject to zoning.
And that's at your discretion. I think it's nice that we do have a town subject to zoning. It says, hey, rules for thee, but not for me. Do you know what I mean? So it keeps it, and this opens up your,
I know.
you know what I mean? It's just.
Agree.
Yeah. How long does this take to do this? So that's the only part of it.
I can get it to you by next month.
Okay.
Set the public hearing, what's next, I don't know, it still feels like January.
June.
May, whatever. May, you gotta pass by June,
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
and
do
that
it.
would give you guys time, right? You're not planning on.
I'm sure it won't happen before that.
Well, I am, but.
So if that is your,
Yes, that would be really.
So we'll make a motion to have the planning board or zoning board, which are we doing?
it would be the planning, because then we can bypass you guys having to send it back, so we're recommending it, because if we do zoning, you guys have to send it back to us, so we'll take the lead and present it to you with, just like we did with the moratorium, say, hey, we're recommending you do this.
Okay.
That gets us out of the meeting.
So you want a motion to update the law to include those parcels as a public facility?
For final review obviously by the town board. When
Yeah.
we finish, we get that over to you. We'll do it at this month's meeting.
Yeah.
Alright.
And get it to you for your meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, do we have a second on that?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And along with that.
Yeah.
David and I were meeting with Tom Bromley, who is the forestry instructor for Boski's on Friday at Bob Atkins' property
Uh-huh.
to look at log trees
Wonderful,
for the project, so.
great.
And I got an update from Bill Green, says soon we will have more extensive drawings soon.
Now, okay, my question is, how far out do we have to go before we start getting bids for the concrete work and the foundation?
You gotta wait till the local law sign.
So it'll be June anyway.
Okay.
So
In the meantime, you can plan ahead, okay, and you're gonna have your architect's design that you'll probably have to go through and get a building permit, okay? So, just be thinking along those lines. It's kind of a parallel endeavor, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to get everything ready, so when it all comes together, it goes up.
Right.
Good setup. Thank you for your help.
Oh, no problem. You probably should just pop into a planning board too, just to make sure that everything is, so. Because just because it's permitted, then it means it goes to planning.
Yeah, I'll give you
So it's not
everything.
gonna have, the town doesn't have to pay the $75, we do waive you on that, but if you need a building permit, you gotta get the floodplain and.
Well, when I have that, I'll definitely give it to you.
So, yeah, just, and then we'll get that over, so you can at least.
Great.
Then you can keep the
Good.
building permit going, so that when you're ready, yeah, everything in place.
Did you want to talk about the encampment?
Yeah,
Yes.
bring that up. I got all that.
Okay,
Okay, so we're at the 250th parade. Do we have anything on
Yep, I
that?
got some for that. So, Al and I have been working on getting hats through Amazon.
Yeah.
We're gonna need 96 hats and some of, they don't come with, chin straps, so we're gonna make them. So it's gonna be around $480, closer to $500 to provide 96 hats and the material to make the cords.
So Al reached out to me and he asked if we could take it out of the historian's contractual, I think is what he said.
Yeah, but yeah, that's, it was something like that. Yeah.
So looking at his contractual, see what we have, because he wasn't sure at that point it was going to be $100.
Yeah,
So that's okay.
yeah.
What,
He's got it, he's already worked on it with me, it's good.
he's good. So what he's discussing is the band, Salem Central School Band will all be wearing these hats
Nice.
in the 4th of July parade.
Right, and we're gonna have some for the judges, we got some for, Jim Perry and, yeah. And the parade, the
Grand marshals.
grand marshals, they'll be wearing some, we got different ones for them.
Yeah.
So,
That's
yeah,
perfect.
it should be a big thing.
Wonderful. So do we have a motion to approve them to go forward with this order?
so how much do we have in that line?
So in the historian, he hasn't spent any, right? Take a look
On a
at
piece of paper.
historian. Here we
That's
go.
good. Oh, that's beautiful. It's the land now.
Yeah.
As at the end of March,
So at the end of March, he had, what was it, Kathy?
9.
900.
So you got more than,
Yeah, so 1,000 has been 100.
Work on those.
So do we want to make a motion to approve the headline?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, do we have a second? Okay.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Uh,
Okay, thank you.
Okay, the other thing is for the McCracken House, we're scaling it back to the 8th and 9th, 10th, because it's gonna, I don't know, Mother's Day, I guess. So I called Snell's, and they're gonna need a $130 deposit to deliver it on Friday.
Okay, what's the total cost?
They told me 130, I can call them tomorrow, verify this tax and stuff on that.
You don't
tax, expense.
Yeah.
Okay, so it'll be $130.
Okay. So what, we're looking at $130 for a porta potty to go to the McCracken house, which is the baby house for a reenactment that will happen on the 8th and the 9th. And that could potentially also come out of the historian, although that will start cutting him short, but it could come out of that. So do we have a motion to approve that?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second,
All in favor?
I,
And I'm gonna call Karen this week.
Howard?
I
Yeah,
said aye.
you say, okay, thank you, I didn't hear you.
And I'm gonna call Karen and get with her, see if she can meet me up there at the house Monday
Yes.
next week
Okay,
and lay out my floor plan for that, so we won't have any hiccups there.
Mhm.
And the only other thing I have is I'll put my name in with deputy historian.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, very nice. Oh, my goodness, that's great news. Thank you.
Al and I discussed that. He said, well, he would run it by the board. I'm like, all right.
Okay, so we have a motion.
What are you
to-
referencing?
We just spent the
I want
money.
you to-
Sorry. No, hey, that's wonderful news. Thank you very much. Okay, do we have a motion to?
Yeah, I'll make a
approve
motion to accept Dave Brennan as deputy to the historian.
the-
Second.
Okay. Any questions for Dave?
Where and where?
Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
That's great news. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good choice.
Okay.
Then,
Anything else, Dave?
did you find
No, the only other thing I have is for Tom, I'll see Tom on Thursday or Friday.
Friday? Yeah. I told her I was talking to Sue about the flag truck.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I brought that up to Marissa. She's not here tonight.
No,
You just have to go to McBoston 18, I think it is, and it's a $300 donation.
plus fuel.
Yeah.
So what we're talking about is the suggestion was trying to do something big for the parade, and so we thought, get the Boston truck, which has the
Okay.
aerial ladder with the flag on it. But there's a fee for it, so it's less than $400. How's that? It's three something, it's three plus the fuel from Greenwich, so. And I was thinking really for the town, it'd be nice for the town to help support, that'd be something quick and simple and not a lot of money to help support the parade. To have us pay for the McBoston truck. If you can get it, I'm not sure it's even available, but
Yeah, I told Marissa to check online. I haven't heard back from her. I was hoping she was gonna be here tonight.
Yeah.
I'll reach out to her tomorrow maybe.
so I guess we need a approval to spend that money if it's available.
To spend it and to contact them, because I'm sure that they're,
Yeah, it's all online.
okay,
I went through my channels because I know,
wonderful.
but they told me, they go, unfortunately, they got to go online. So
It's a busy day, so.
right, so we should get on that. I don't know if Marissa's already contacted them.
She looked at it,
She, okay,
I mean, when I was messaging her, so.
okay. I know she looked at it that day.
Okay, I think it's a opportunity for the town to actually have something in the parade that says it was sponsored by the town of Salem or put in by the town of Salem and contribute to the parade. I don't know what everybody else feels, but.
As long as we can take it from someplace.
Yeah, just tell me where you're taking.
Okay. Yeah. So at this point, we've kind of wiped out the historian account. How about from the, I think the economic line is 2,000. So it would be 95. Yeah, so it's 86989.4, Kathy, that work? Okay,
And can we put a sign or something on it sponsored by us, and how do we do, or does it, or do they just announce it when?
Well, they're gonna park it up at John Dupree's lot up there. At the beginning, across from Stewart's, and
Okay,
John said they could park it, or, I mean, maybe in Thomas Street.
okay.
But certainly that they're gonna have printed material, we can make sure it gets in. The blurb,
Is it
'cause-
gonna be in the parade though?
no,
Oh,
no, it's way big, I mean, it's
Yeah,
a huge thing. So that's a good idea, though, talk to Marissa and make sure she gets give town credit that are sponsoring.
so
And then I just have one thing for Dave. I do the buntings and stuff for the gazebo, and I was looking at the 250 bunting to put on the very top one as you enter the gazebo. I usually put the regular flag buntings around the outside of the gazebo down here.
Yeah,
But I was gonna replace the one in the front and put the 250.
what's the difference?
Well, the other ones are just regular American flags. This one would say something about the 250.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but I don't know. Maybe I should get your email and I can send you the different, see what you guys want to do for the style,
Okay.
I guess. Because some of it is like like anniversary and some say birthday and some say there's different,
Okay.
I'll look it up there, but anyways. Or you just wanna leave it up to me and I'll just do it and,
Well, yeah, because some, it has something like with a decoration on it or something like that, because this year's a 250th decoration, next year's 250th of Saratoga. Should be a big year. We'll work on that there.
Okay, well, set to move forward.
Did we vote on them?
All in favor? We had a motion and a second. And all in favor of the 400 for the McBoston truck? Is that?
Yep. Aye.
Howard?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Made a motion and a second.
I think Tom and Brenda.
Yep.
Dave, did you have anything else? Any more good news?
That's it.
Okay,
And I'll call Marissa tonight.
okay, wonderful, thank you. Okay, so now we're at the town office discussion. Okay. And, you know, we still have a no occupancy sign on the door, which means that you can't go in there and work. We can go in and drop something off in a file or pick up a file and leave. So that's, the office is closed at that point, except for running in and getting what you absolutely need. The landlords have put in a new heater unit, and it's vented in the back, exterior wall, back corner. He has contacted me to let me know that it's in. And what it's, the train of the way this works is he has to go through Washington County Code Enforcement. It doesn't come through me, it goes through them, for them to lift the no occupancy sign. So at this point, I had not heard from the landlord nor Washington County Code Enforcement this week. I did go up and check again today. I do it twice a day to see if the sign is still on the door and pick up what I need. It's been incredibly hard on everybody that works in that office. Pat, myself, I know Kim is leaving stuff in Pat's car. Okay, this is.
The stuff I'm leaving. It's all-
Yeah.
Yeah, so Pat and I would be for that now, and it's all good,
You know,
bless you know, better off you are.
yeah, so this has been going on for a long time, and it's gotten to the point where it's more than inconvenient. It's been a hardship to get things done for the town of Salem. It's also been a public safety hazard. There was CO2 inside the building, which was dangerous, and so there was real reasons why it was closed down. And so we're not any closer to having a place to work. So Pat is again still at the village clerks. We're trying to determine what to do with Bobby, because she has to have space for a grievance board and also the sit with the assessment roles. That's upcoming. She has to put a legal notice in the paper telling where the location is gonna be, because that's legally how the way you do it. And so, you know, it's up to this town board to decide how we're gonna manage that. Because the public has a right to grieve and they have a right to go through and do the assessment rules. And so, you know, this is where we're at. That's, you know, the other option, the other piece is that, you know, this year, we haven't paid April's rent, due to the fact that it has no occupancy. If it were solved, maybe it could be solved, say, April 18th or 19th or whatever. Then you would do a per diem and pay back what it is that we owe. And then potentially, you know, we could stay there the rest of the year, or which potentially that's, you know, that's an option. And that would be, you know, what we're budgeted for. We can't have two leases. But we still have to run the operations of the town safely and with the ability for people to find us when they need to find us, which so far people know where I live and they call me and they stop by. Pat, I think they'd track her down if she went to,
Yeah,
there's been an
issue because there's been a lot of phone calls to the judge's clerk and also to the library, and that's not working out at all. And I don't know why people are doing it, because they were not instructed to do it.
Mhm.
Joanne wants us out sooner rather than later, because she wants to get her file set up, and they're working on that. They set up a few this week, I believe.
She wants you out, she's at DA.
That's the 20th. Which I will not be in there that day, there's no way I can be. But she thought we were gonna be out late last Wednesday.
So the DA night is when?
April, the third Monday. Each side is one. During the day, anyway. Yes, it's 20th.
Okay.
Oh, she and Scott said you cannot be in it that day, it's
No.
just too.
It isn't. So you cannot be there,
Well, they thought we were gonna be out, or we were only gonna be there 3 or 4 days, so.
I was pretty clear with them that we didn't know where we were going, so they knew it was gonna be longer than 3 or 4 days,
Well, that isn't what he said.
but I talked to him. And, they, have been very generous with their space. And we appreciate that.
But she's got files all over the place in the market, and she needs to get any cabinets, because they shouldn't be out with people coming in to sit there and for rules.
Out the court, on New York State court, so the building,
Well, I don't think legally we're even supposed to be in there, it's a different story when it's a big building and there's separate spaces.
Do they have-
We're there.
concerned about the.
So it's not a working space. So what is the town board's, decision on how we proceed?
Did you decide anything with your executive session?
You can't do action in executive session. You can discuss options, but you cannot do action in executive session. So that's where we're at right here, right now, is to do action or not.
Can you get out of your current lease or no?
He's not fulfilling his duties.
What is, well, obviously you've been advised that by the attorney.
Yeah.
So what is Laura's offered her place for how much?
800. And she is not, she does not need a lease. So the big thing is not having 2 leases.
So you'd be looking, right, what's it? Essentially, you're short 800 a month for how many months if you were to rent Laura's, you still gotta pay for the office,
Right.
right? So that's,
8 months. It's a current rent, 1,200.
Yep.
Yeah.
So $2,000 a month. 12 months.
Sue, can I ask a question?
Sure.
So how long have you guys been with us?
How long what?
How long were you up without heat?
March 24th was the day that affected.
Yeah, but I mean, when did the heat
We were
stop?
without heat way before that.
Yeah. What month was that in?
It started last year.
So-
Okay, they put in a heater unit. It actually started because, back in the middle of December. And they replaced the heater unit because it got so cold in there. Bill and I were down there one weekend trying to keep it from freezing up. Then they replaced another heater unit that was a little higher temperature. Okay, but in the meantime, they didn't put a blower and it burnt through the wires. And the wires are
Well,
valid.
that even's been in there for 2 years ago.
There's no way that our lawyer that we met here that night can go against him on breach.
Not at this point because we signed a lease. And we signed a lease in January because we thought that they had repaired it.
Right, we signed it in good faith and it wasn't.
Right.
There has to be a legal way to get through that.
This is he said it's a
It's a
commercial
commercial?
lease,
Commercial lease, which
so it's
is
different
residential.
than like an individual.
It's never supposed to be the primary source of heat. I have paperwork that states that they're arguing that, saying, oh, yes, it was, but no, it isn't.
Yeah, legally at this point,
Which is very.
we are in a lease. We are, it's okay for us not to pay because we're not in there. Okay? There is two clauses there, exactly what Pat's saying and exactly what Tom was saying about not doing their responsibility. Okay, but if they put this in, which they have, they put it then in, they have to go through Washington County Code. He's advised us to get an inspector to review all of the work within the building, which, if that's the case, it could be outlawed. Because there's a lot more.
With all of the work, because the building inspector can have
One-
the propane hook up.
One thing could lead to another. One thing could lead to another.
Why can't you move it to the courthouse for a few months instead of costing the taxpayers an extra $850?
And I guess I don't understand why we as a town can't get along to work with each other.
I mean, the library said, come on over.
Yeah.
For a month. We can't control the fact that the court is already in there. You guys could be in there. We'd have no problem. The library,
Alfred,
the spells up, and I am a little bit upset by this because
I don't see we have.
the courthouse kicked the school out.
Al Cormier
Yeah.
has the historian room. Okay, and somebody could go into Al Cormier's room. Okay, and go into the rest of the space, because they use that space, just like if we were to go in the library and sit at the table in the library, that could be a problem.
But the library is open 6 days a week.
Yes, and
The
so.
courthouse uses that room. They can't help out
So-
for in a building to have.
Huh?
Go
So we minus 20,000.
We've gone to a decision. What's the decision?
to Alice.
Let's go to Al. Okay,
I don't think we have any other choice.
okay, so is somebody making a motion for Pat to go to Al's?
I don't have a problem with that, but have we even asked the courthouse for a temporary spot?
Yeah.
I mean, they have no problem coming to us when they wanted the 20,000 for the grant.
Right.
Fine,
I was thinking that room, the first room on the right.
either that or the one right behind Marissa's, yeah, there's the Bob Ben's room is where I think.
I think that would be a good
That's
first choice.
They have
It's gonna be short
scheduled
term.
those rooms. So they would have to go back through and redo their calendar. Okay, they use them. They use those rooms, but if you think Al Cormier's would be a place to go, they do, Kathy. This- Do you want to do this meeting, Kathy?
I'm talking that.
Okay,
But you get what I'm saying is, as an emergency, if we all kind of work together this way, it just seems like we're not.
okay.
And instead of, I could go to one of the board, I have no problem going up there and saying, here's our situation,
Mhm.
right?
What a great thing for the courthouse too. Hey, look, town's an emergency. We're opening our doors. That would be an amazing PR to me, it would. And also bring attention to the courthouse because people would have to go in and see what it's all about. So a lot of people don't want anything to do with it. And a lot of people are saying, well, what is the town of the courthouse?
And there's a lot of people that are saying that if we go in and use the space within the courthouse, the town would own it.
We will do it anyway.
Right.
You know,
Now,
anyway.
the board of directors that have scheduled things and events within the space, okay, they worked very hard at doing this. Just like your Salem Fire Department, just like your library. If you were to go into Al Cormier's space and do that, then that would be
But you
within the
don't own
town
the fire
board.
department. You don't own this building. That's my point. I'm not saying the courthouse doesn't do wonderful things. This is nothing against the courthouse.
Well, we're arguing or discussing what might happen, what may happen. I think the first course of action is, let's talk to them about it.
That's what I'm saying, because
It can't be used as a space.
It gives- Kim's point, there was some bad blood when they took down the stage and all the fundraising that Susie Shoes especially was doing up there to raise money for them, in one day, all got taken down on them, expense and all. And then they kicked out the drama club with their clothes.
So is this about negative feelings or
No,
is this
it's
by
not.
finding a solution?
It's about finding a solution. But I guess what Kim's saying, it could have been.
PR.
Like I say, it starts to mend a little bit of bridges, because a lot of people were, bad news always travels quicker than good news.
Yeah.
And the idea, this is a short-term solution because like it or not, we're stuck with a lease. And so therefore, when this problem is resolved, we'll have to look at going back there as long as it's made safe.
So I think the person to contact wouldn't be the board of directors, it would be Al Cormier, because he runs that space.
Well, we're not talking about that space. She's talking about the other space, which is the other room, right?
Well, like I said, we haven't even approached them to see what even their, like what their calendar looks like or what is going on.
Right.
And it's such a temporary thing until they finally open that and it gets approved by
It could be
the
this-
powers.
Oh, do those rooms have internet? Al's has internet.
Right, Al sends
It's
in,
Wi-Fi all through.
Is it?
Yeah.
It should be.
Yeah, and they had to be there when they had the van there. They had to have the internet.
but the Hudson Headwater had their own internet. That has been shut down. Al's does have internet. And so does.
That other room
this
probably
Chop
doesn't.
Up Broadway does not. Okay, it's temporary. It's sporadic.
It'd have to be Al's room because that other room probably doesn't have we have to plug that computer into a line.
So the room, when you go to the right, that's where Tish used to do all of the bookwork originally.
Okay.
And also the deputy, whoever was at the time, the director.
All right.
And that is where they have all their meetings now.
Mhm.
And so,
But they could have their meetings on the other side. I mean,
well, I
Really?
mean, that's what.
I think we should ask.
That's what the point being is that, you know, you've got to see what you're disrupting. You know, because,
We haven't even, we haven't approached them, we're giving them negative feedback, and they don't deserve that.
I agree.
They've been asked.
I couldn't agree more with you.
I thought they had been asked and said no. That's what's all over town, is they've been asked. So again, that's.
So that's
negative.
all over town stuff, that's the problem.
Well, again, if that's what's
That's the
around
problem.
town, so it's making the courthouse look bad, and they haven't even asked.
Right.
Right, we were told before.
Because that room on the right, as you go in, where they have the meetings, I think that would be, is that sort of thinking about having her go?
Right,
Yes, okay.
Well,
and that's
that's,
where Tish, like I said, the deputy to the director used to be in that room. And maybe, when Krista did it over, I'm not sure if all that stuff went away or not.
all that stuff went away. Now they have all three of their desks in the room to the right.
Correct.
Because they use this one for their meetings and they have plenty of them. I mean, and they also, things are scheduled throughout the community. Like I have actually had, the master comprehensive plan meeting was there because we didn't have a town office. So if they're asked and they can schedule them in, but what you're talking about is something that is permanently in place. And
Yep.
theirs is a continual spectrum of things happening all the time.
We're talking about a month.
I know, but I'm saying that, but they've already scheduled things for a month. You'd have to work with them to find out where is the best location that they could go, and Al's might be that.
The best thing to do is to ask, instead of assuming that they're not gonna, because again, it's this assumption that they're too busy to help out, and I don't think that's a good view for the courthouse.
I think it's a shame that it was just that.
You're the one who's saying that.
I'm not
they're too busy,
saying,
that-
I'm saying they do a lot for the community.
I'm not saying they don't do a lot for the community either, I'm just saying that ask them, talk to the courthouse,
Ask them.
as opposed to saying that they've got a lot of stuff going on. The library has a lot going on, the courthouse, the judge has a lot going on, the fire department, but everybody was standing up to help out. And the library would let you stay, the only problem is, you can't with your court systems, that's where the problem lies, not with the library. More than happy if we have the room, we don't, because there's nowhere other than that office that would work. And it's the court, which is not a part of the library, it's a part of the town, they need a separate space, so, again, I'm not saying anything about the courthouse at all. All I'm saying is if they haven't been asked, and people are running around town saying, well, they don't want the town in there, that's where the bad stuff's coming, because, but nobody knows they haven't been asked, so I think asking them would be the first step. And if they say no, they're too busy, whatever, then it's almost spring, guys, or it should be. How much longer are you gonna be out of the town office? Another, it counts 7 months
Maybe, they have to go 16th, that's what it says on the door.
to,
Remedies.
But they need to explain a permanent source of heat, which isn't the heater that's in there.
And he won't do anything about that. He hasn't done anything about it.
County will tell you that, that's the county, that's the county.
And they did tell him that he did nothing, and they didn't make him.
In hindsight,
Travis, something?
What's gonna happen next fall when it starts all over again?
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
You can go
Come
to the
next
courthouse
fall.
and it's up or go anywhere, but if you don't secure one of these locations that have been offered for you, you're gonna be right in the same boat.
And that's the next step. That's the next step.
I would agree with you, Travis.
And how long, and I'm not knocking Don's building or Laura's building or anybody's building, you can get an ADA, you can get an ADA
Fine.
variance through the county, but it is not gonna hold up at the state. I've already called and asked.
Right.
I would love to move in next to Don's office, next to the thing, but if we get turned in and we're in there, you're gonna be held liable for an elevator.
Laura says, yeah, you guys accessible either.
But it's 6 inches.
Finished.
Yeah.
But Laura's could have a ramp put on the back if they were achievable for rear access and not interfere with sidewalk. But are they willing to hold it, or is even Don willing to hold it if we were willing to invest in that there, and if we don't, then we're gonna be out again as soon as it gets cold.
Yep. So Laura was talking to me about the front, putting a ramp in the front. Because if you come out, it's not a very high rise, and you could come out and go to the side.
Right.
So, and it wouldn't be a big deal to do that one there. And as far as the rest of it, you're right, but let's take care of the original thing, which is right now with Pat.
Mhm.
And so I would suggest we talk to the courthouse, see what's possible with that other room, which is the first room on the right. See if we can, we're talking about a month at the most, I would say. In that space, you agree?
Mhm.
Okay, and see if we can't work something out.
And then by then, that problem down there, and who knows, when they walk in there might be other issues that they find that is wrong, and we still are in the same situation. So we're still not gonna pay the rent, and then we can move on.
Exactly, then we could go and to another plan, yes.
So what about Bobby and myself?
Obviously, shoot it to first down, Jackson.
Okay.
Tell me if you're talking, Jack.
And
or
so,
why couldn't Bobby go into Al's office? She's not there all the time. She's only got a whole 6 days of grievance.
I think that the big thing is that we're assuming that they're going to, Al's gonna say, sure, come on in. Okay, it's
You know,
just like
Al
over
is-
here.
Al is an employee of the town of Salem, you know? I mean, he works for us, so I mean, we need
So
space
it would
for an
be-
emergency.
I think we should ask them. I think we
I'm
should, so
Not saying we don't ask him, but it's an emergency. We need a place to go. And I don't see why he can tell us no in a building that we own. And he's an employee.
so is Brenda, you're gonna go to the board of directors and talk to them about
I
that?
have no problem doing that.
Okay, yeah. So-
They're kidding.
It should be,
Probably already. Probably yesterday.
And Brenda, you can just go in and talk to Marissa and email Betty, you can any given day and talk to them. They're
That's
really good people.
they're,
Because this way, if we keep the communication open, you won't have the problem we have with the food pantry.
Right.
Nobody wanted to communicate, and
right,
now we're where we're at.
Right.
That's. I think it's all what's being said, it's like everybody's just smiling and things.
Reach out to the two offers we've had and make sure they're willing to hold for a month too.
yeah, I think, I have reached out to Laura and I said, it's their business. If somebody comes in there and says,
Right.
we want to rent this space and we want to start next week, then I'm not gonna say, hold it for the town of Salem.
Right, and maybe they're not even willing to hold it, I don't know. One suggestion, and I know we're throwing it sounds funny, but if it's stole the $6,400 and it's not stealing out of my A account for my drive, that would cover Lawrence.
Hmm.
It's for the greater good of all, like I'm not Yeah, you know, I don't know, if it shorts me at the end of the year, maybe we have to pull a little bit out of the fund balance, that's an A account anyways.
On balance.
You know, that's an
We,
interesting.
it would be general fund,
That's an interesting concept.
but it would get you in a spot.
Yeah.
that you wouldn't have to worry about.
Well, and quite frankly, I mean, it's been going on for so long that all of us are very frustrated. And quite frankly, I mean, I have
Like.
people calling up here saying,
been a long-
okay, where is our meeting gonna be today? And
That way we don't have to worry about.
I mean, one day I had meetings in 4 different places all over town.
I know myself included is very frustrated. I don't think it looks good for the town.
It looks
I don't
terrible.
think any decisions have been made. We fought with this last winter. It's been terrible this winter.
Yeah.
The situation in the current office is not gonna get any better, in my opinion,
Yeah.
regardless of what we do.
But you got an attorney telling you can't do what you want to do.
You can't, no, I'm not saying not pay the lease. I'm saying borrow.
Yeah.
Move money from my garage account for the $6,400 you, sorry, I didn't mean to point at you.
Yeah.
To get into if Laura's is where you wanna go.
Yeah.
And go.
So,
We'll come up, move you across the street. Can't do it next week, but we'll do it the week after.
But as a taxpayer, I would have an issue taking it from a budget line out of yours that we've already established money for that. And it's be wasting it, renting 2 places, owning places, that's the thing.
I'm not disagreeing with you, I'm just worried that somebody will come in there in a week and then you won't have a place to go and your month at the courthouse is gonna be 2 years at the courthouse or something.
Yeah.
Along, you know, cause if we can't go back to the town office. And Laura's gets rented or Don's get rented or somebody else gets rented, then we're there. So you don't have any place else to
And-
go, right?
Travis, I'm not arguing with you, but I mean, it could happen tomorrow. But both of them have been vacant for how long and haven't been rented, so I guess I'd rather take the chance on a month and see what
It was a
happens.
solution I had out of my budget, it's all general stuff.
But
Thank you.
we're still paying rent on 2 buildings.
thank you for the solution, Travis. I couldn't agree with you anymore. As a person that's trying to work out of an office that's not working.
Just throwing this out there, run the beach with the board and partners. I don't have a problem. A lot of people down the courthouse could find a way, even though we own that building, they do a tremendous lot of work, they keep the building up, I mean, that's. I wouldn't have a problem spending our $1,240 that we spend up there renting a space and giving that to the court. To put towards building and electricity and.
Well, he's putting $850 a month with what Laura's would cost.
No, I'm saying it's a long term.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You're saying permanently go there?
Yes, if, you know, that's something that's gotta be worked out between this board and that board, but I'm throwing it out there. I don't have a problem taking our money, investing in our own buildings with somebody that's working already there.
What about the health center?
Down the road, I don't know, or when are they gonna be out of there?
That is up to us. I actually, I've got a lunch. I'm gonna have lunch with, Ray and Paul Schmerka from Glens Falls Hospital to talk about exactly this.
Okay,
Again, normally I would have the meeting in the office.
Yeah.
But I've got to scurry around and find a place to go to meet with them to figure out what we're gonna do regarding a town office. This is the way it's working.
Hindsight is always 20/20.
No, this is hindsight. This is for,
No, but in hindsight, when you go to a lot of communities, the firehouse, with all that property that's over there, to have the town offices built onto that would have been so smart. We would have had the parking lot, the town office connected to it, would have all been one building.
Yeah.
But that's.
if they would have, if they thought it was a good idea.
If we own the fire department.
Right, if they would agree to it being a good idea too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you go to Vermont like that's,
big
it is just one big,
Yeah.
but actually it's Cambridge, you know.
Maybe talk about the assessment of the building, health center. You mentioned about what's the health center, and you have it on your agenda.
Oh, so what happened with the assessment is exactly what we discussed about earlier regarding the roof. Thank you.
We'll talk.
Thank you very much.
All right, do you need us at the planning board
No, when you get closer, not,
Okay,
not,
once we get the blueprints and stuff like
yeah,
that.
then just,
Then you want-
that's perfect. Great.
Thank you. You guys have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you for all your work.
Well, I'd like to make a motion that we approach the courthouse and we approach Alcomir about moving someplace for a month. That's my motion right now. And put it off and let's see what goes on with the office space for now in there. So I made a motion.
Okay,
So, yeah,
okay. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So that's great. So what do we do from now to then? Because that board of directors, I think that meeting is in the third Wednesday of the month.
Oh, yeah, it's just, I sent a message to Laura saying.
Yeah. So the board of directors,
I was okay with it, and you're all set.
yeah.
We still have Al's office, even if we don't have the other.
That, so
We still
Al,
have Al's office, even if we don't get the other one.
okay, so Pat, Al's office,
That's the vote, I don't have a choice. If there's room, is there all these stuff, is there hookups enough for? We there? Computers, desk or no?
I'd have to look. There's not a lot of electricity in there, I don't think. You'd have to run a lead cord probably. That's why I'm thinking the other office, the other space where they have the meetings would be better. For a lot of reasons, but,
so did you find when the board of directors?
I have not heard from you yet. Maybe they can do an emergency meeting.
Is that, the other meetings open to the public? I
Yeah.
don't think they are.
Yeah, here, yeah. For some reason, I'm thinking it's the third Wednesday of the month.
Oh, that's nearly another.
What does Bobby need for her thing? Just a room, a thing and an internet hookup?
probably just Wi-Fi.
Yeah, the big thing is the grievance board, and location, so she can put a legal notice in the paper. And the grievance board is Winona, Jay, and Nate.
She's gotta meet 3 times with the books before the grievance board. She said she could do it in Jackson.
That's what she was gonna do. She was gonna hold Jay and how to go to Jackson. She
Yeah,
has to
but
get
it's
dates
expecting
established.
a lot of Salem people anyway.
And the other piece is that she does meet on Wednesdays from 3 to 6 every week.
I mean, we do have a Georgie. And we have flushing toilets now too. Person of the year. I mean, it is a community room, that's basically.
That's true. You could have your grievances there. All that, do all that there, yeah.
Yes, yes, there'd be no reason, I mean,
Yeah.
it's got internet there and
Yeah.
strong internet.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay, so at this point, we're going to talk with Al to see if we can move Pat into Al's office this week. The sooner the better.
Into, we're just gonna see about the other office space.
But we gotta wait for the board of directors meeting.
May 6th.
Maybe they can make it quick.
So May 6th is the next one.
Well, I can't.
I can't stay out there when they say.
Yeah, first Wednesday of each month. So next meeting is May 6th. Yeah.
Pat, would you go up to the water bound? Would you go up to the office of the water bound?
Travis says it's a secure space, it's not.
Not crazy about having.
I know you're not crazy, but I'm just looking for options here.
I know.
Cause I mean, you could put it in that one space on the left wall there.
I'm up here 50 times a day because I don't know what people are gonna ask for.
Well, you're gonna be that,
Don't have a space
you're gonna be doing
anymore.
that no matter where you go.
Can we make the initiative, call Washington County Code Enforcement, get them back up there and inspect that? I mean, I don't want to, because I don't think this landlord is treating us well, but
No, he has to,
he has to do it.
the notice went to him. We were told to stay out, but Chris said he would notify him and did.
Okay.
But when he didn't comply the last time, because he's not, still sure he.
Travis, do you know if you get an inspector to check out,
Inspect it.
inspect that?
Not county, but private.
You know, I would talk to a real estate agent,
Um,
how to like, cause they
But
get.
there's no inspector's gotta be, the only person that can okay that hookup is a gas company.
Right,
Yeah.
well, I was gonna say the propane has to be done by a
Wait, but
propane.
there may be other things in the building that don't make it viable for us to be there.
So
Right,
what
but they, the propane company won't tell you that.
No, that's what I'm
But
saying.
I wanna be in a safe space. I'm done with it. I am done with worrying about pieces in a plastic bag. Ain't happening. I will resign before I go back in there with a propane. Obviously, the new unit that was put in on a Thursday, the CO was higher than hell on a Tuesday. You got a problem. The unit was brand new. That's my house.
Listen,
That ain't happening.
listen.
Get a new town clerk.
No, the first, not the second time. The first time, it absolutely was high. And it was high throughout the first floor of the building.
But what we were
Yeah, but
talking about too is that if an inspector finds other things, then that gives us more.
Randy spoke at Ruby, he was. an
I was gonna ask, are you looking for a home, like a building inspector? Or
Yes.
just the heating unit inspector?
No, no.
Because they're two different things.
Probably have to have a couple different inspectors. So,
The building inspector.
Yeah, well, I assume if you're hiring him, he can home inspect your space in the downstairs, like he's not gonna go. on
Yeah,
the
but it's all
upstairs.
fried down there. That was the whole electrical issue with
I mean,
the.
a home inspector is easy to come up with, like, that's not a big deal. But a propane
so
inspector.
Travis, what was suggested that we do is that we, the town of Salem, hire an inspector to go into the commercial space of the town office to make sure that everything is
It's up to code or.
right, exactly.
They
And
say,
we both know,
you just mentioned too, that commercial might change that, because I don't know if regular home inspectors can do commercial
right,
sites.
Right.
And the county can't I can make some phone calls tomorrow and find out, I'll call Kristen and a couple of realtors, they'll know
Right.
instantly about that. So,
It's like we really don't have an emergency exit. Do we?
yeah.
Brenda,
That's why I asked about long-term, like,
Right,
I know you're
exactly.
in the courthouse for a month, but I really hate to see us lose one of these other spaces
I mean,
and not be able to stay at.
take a look at the outlets and how many are supposed to be in a room.
A lot of that stuff is probably grandfathered in, like the emergency exits, the crash bar, there's stuff, that commercial stuff is really
Smoke
weird.
detector.
I've been working with Chris on trying to get a plan together about building the building, like, some of the bare bones necessities that you need, and like that commercial's a whole nother bag. For sure. But I'll make some calls and find an inspector tomorrow, I just. Need you're doing electrical too, you're just doing general building, like, some of that stuff is specialized.
We
You're
can't
gonna
use any
find out.
kind of a heater other than what they're putting in there because we don't have a clue if the electrical would even sustain it. We have to stop using what we're trying to use to keep our feet from freezing.
Right, but like you said, if it's a propane one, that's gonna have to be a propane company.
Right.
Or somebody special that's
And
propane.
it's supposed to be.
I know that. The electrical stuff might have to be an electrical inspector, not a building inspector, so I'll check with county and see who they say or whatever recommended for an inspection like that and find an inspector.
Because we don't know if the county came in and goes, oh yeah, that's a great unit, whatever, and then takes the thing off the wall, and there could be something else that could be.
Not disagreeing with that at all.
So they did approve it twice, and so these.
Kristen tomorrow and find out and see what the commercial
okay,
stuff is.
where we at here?
I guess.
Yep.
Intermediate, if we move past the water run,
No, yes,
I guess.
you
You
could,
gotta do what's greater good for all, you just gotta be really,
because that'd be, like I said before you got here, you could plug her into that desk on the left, it's on the wall, internet's right there.
very,
It'd be a quick, easy move for the computer wise, and there's enough plugs And it's a private space. It's not like it's, down here, you know,
Right. Temporary basis.
temporary basis.
People aren't gonna like it, because they wouldn't go to the water barn and pay water bills, so I can't imagine.
Guys, that's, the problem is to find you a spot.
What do we do?
No, short term,
It's supposed
short
to be,
term,
you know, things.
And they were testing stuff.
at least for a,
Right, I mean, it's an emergency situation, like, what do you, it's a building you own, you didn't want to go into the shop, so. I don't know,
But you can't go into the shop when there's not hookups, you're not gonna be open.
Willie was more than willing to come put them in.
Well, I was enough.
I've had 3 or 4 solutions here tonight.
At least paying for something and you can't live, it's just insane. You would not get out of that lease. I know it's.
It's a commercial lease. We've just been through an hour of listening to the consultant who told us what we could do and what we couldn't do.
Doesn't just seem it's long that you have to pay somebody for something you can't.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. It's very, very frustrating.
When we pay rent to, whatever.
Yes, we got them back.
That'd be the only sticking points of power. Because the district only pays power, not the whole general population. I don't think it's a huge.
Right, for the greater good at this point, I think we, you know, but
Yeah, but it's a district and it's taxpayer money, you have to.
We pay it,
Correct.
you know, the people.
special district, you would have to,
Right, just reimburse the power for the month. Not a big deal. Let's just, somebody make a motion to go there for a month, get the pour out.
Well, you got a motion in a second to contact, to go to Al's office, so you gotta do something about the one his name.
so the board of directors meeting is May 6th. So Brenda, I go to the meetings anyways, but you're gonna come and present.
Why-
them.
Why can't we talk to them and see if they'll let us in before the board of directors meetings? Why can't they talk? to
As a
each
board
other?
of directors, the board of directors are in charge of running the building, Howard.
if you're gonna move,
It's an emergency. Can't we talk to them and not have them have a special meeting? I mean, it's our building. I really have a problem with this.
I can hear that.
the problem is, computer wise, I don't know what's in that room.
Right.
I don't know what's in Al's room. I know he's, you know, he doesn't have a lot of power there in his room. And he's got a lot of stuff that he doesn't want people to mess with, but maybe that other meeting room might be because it had people in here before, maybe, but I know for sure, after looking up at the water barn, we can move Pat tomorrow or whenever, and it'd be instantly. It would not be like maybe.
Yeah.
And that's why I suggested it before.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's up to you guys, but
So do we want to rescind the motion and move back tomorrow? Because the justice, you know, it was temporary, we know that. They've done very well considering the small space. And at least Pat and Water Barn is not dealing with 3 other people in the small space. So,
I'll even go Washington for, so I don't have a problem with them, but they have a problem with the public.
Well, yes.
You got 5 people running around the desk behind me, and they're no, right here. You don't go over there, absolutely not.
Church and state, it's gotta be separate.
so are we in agreement to go to the Water Barn tomorrow?
I like the idea of the water barn.
Okay. So is that a motion?
I'll make the motion.
we have to rescind the other one first.
Travis?
You could still pursue hours for a more
Right,
long-term thing, but this would get Pat moved instantly.
right.
And give you a little time to get some bearing at the courthouse
Yeah.
and see what's going on.
Yep.
You could do both motions.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
So we've got a motion on the table to move Pat tomorrow to the Water Barn.
Second,
Okay. Okay, any more discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Who made the first one?
I,
I did, Brenda leaving.
Brenda second, all in favor?
I,
Aye. And we'll leave the other one the way it is, and we'll still pursue it with their, board.
Yep.
Okay? Anything else?
Never got approval on it. We got the first and second. You
I
have-
said all in favor?
Yeah. No.
No, the first one.
Oh.
Hours, you kind of skipped over it, you didn't rescind it.
Oh.
Or
Oh,
approve or deny.
I think,
I had 5-0. Yeah, yes.
Oh,
for
okay.
the courthouse,
I was gonna go for that, which I assume isn't gonna be able.
you heard rescind, Travis, you were right, but then we didn't go any further, but we had already made the motion,
Okay,
so
long pass gotta go down. and
We-
support.
we got it all written down.
So what
So
am I gonna do with all this stuff that's here?
we're gonna move it on to the water room, right?
I don't know that you got room.
We'll make room, Pat. It'll be there in the morning when you get up.
Okay, so at this point, any other business?
Yes.
Yes,
Peter Drake got hold of me because he sent a message to Pat and nothing's been done. They want you guys to approve so they can do their bike race like usual. I think it's May 9th.
so the tour of the Batten Hill,
And they're not going home.
Where
is the trip to Batten Hill or something? I think, Kathy,
Great sign.
the Great North, what race was last week?
That's last year.
Yeah, that was the same as the. Yeah, I think it was,
So this paperwork he sent me says back to America's Queen of the Classics.
okay,
He doesn't even live around here.
huh?
He doesn't even live around here.
Now, what he said Anthem Sports, and he's never done this before, it says Proud Hall, 181 South Main Street.
Okay. So,
And it's Robertson Road, Camden Valley, Juniper Swamp, Ridge Road, and Millman.
so do we need a motion to, is that what they're looking for, a resolution?
He's got to have a resolution. Yeah, I'm kind of
I don't know why.
Okay,
That has to be done tonight because meeting won't be operating.
What makes it a resolution with that?
No, but he asked for, I don't know.
Oh.
right,
It's
he
not
asked
to
for
do
a
with
resolution.
me. He needs a resolution.
Yeah.
What he said.
Can we back Bill him for picking up the signs and stuff? Well, he always says he does and doesn't.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of bottles on it.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, somebody did the resolution.
Well, it's before the 21st, so the kids can take care of it.
very good. What day is it on?
Well, what?
May 9th.
Yeah, it's on that.
May 9th.
Okay. Okay, so does somebody want to make a resolution that we write a letter also with the resolution saying to pick up the
Saturday, May
Your
3rd.
signs and garbage.
Oh, third.
He doesn't give us a fine. His letter doesn't say anything about it.
So in that resolution or motion, I would say that they're responsible for picking up their signs and picking up the garbage in a timely manner.
Which has not happened in the past.
I make a resolution that the bike race can go on as long as they pick up their garbage and their signs.
Yeah.
In a timely manner.
So I got,
Okay,
got it.
second, okay, any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Kathy, anything else?
Well, can we approve vouchers?
Yes, we can.
And I care less. Other people might see a little upset.
I think we better, okay. So do we have a motion to,
I'm keeping the red ones here, right? We're not doing anything.
No.
Making sure I didn't put them in there.
yeah, I think we need a motion to say that we're
Yeah,
not putting them
right.
in.
So approve the vouchers, then
Yeah.
do that.
Yes,
And the only one we had a question on, which I think was answered, Tom, is that safe is the one that doesn't have, it's the one that's.
The one in the store out there, okay.
Yeah.
They find, you've got somebody to open it.
Yeah, they sold the other one. It was there when I moved in on Thursday and it was gone on Monday.
I'm gonna find it out.
Okay,
yes,
So,
cool, I thought so, but.
Yeah.
Just curious.
Yeah.
okay,
So I think
the safe is fine, right? Do we have a motion to,
I'll make a motion to approve the vouchers.
thank you. Except for the,
Oh,
Is that
you
about-
take out the same, right?
Keep it up.
Except for the April rent,
April, May.
oh, April, May.
Yeah.
Rent voucher.
Yeah.
Two vouchers. Two vouchers.
Second,
okay? Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, I got two things. Did anybody get a letter, an email from Avery Brander Underwood? Besides me?
Go
Right,
ahead,
not me.
go ahead.
Well, so anyways, she's, junior in Salem, I take it, the way it comes. She was wondering about the parking issues for the protests. She says she has no problems. It's part of her class. She has no problems with the protesters, but she'd love to see the town do something about parking because it's not fair to the businesses, or she said her mother trying to get into the library. Um, so I told her, I emailed her back that I'd bring it up at the board meeting again. And I gave her Ed Donahue's email to contact the library. And I talked to Ed, and he says they have the same complaints about parking in front of the library and patrons not being able to get into it. So that's that. The second
Okay.
thing is Mark Rhodes talked to me yesterday. And I know Tom brought it up last month, but we never did anything. This Office 365. We need to pay that bill, and he'd like us to see about getting some of these licenses, you know, opened up. He doesn't feel that we all need complete licenses for the Office 365. We pay roughly 24 something a month for all of us to have it. He says most of us don't need it on our computers. For $11 a month, we'll still have the same stuff, but it'll just have to be, it's web-based, he calls it, so that we go on and we can use all the same stuff, but it'll save us money and free up some licenses. So, but
So
he
it's-
needs a decision.
It goes from $24 a month to $11 a month.
Yep,
What's the amount?
Or
Per license.
Per
Per
license.
license. So how many people would be impacted by not having the, or would it be everybody? How many people we talking?
well, I said I don't use Office 365 all the time, and if I can still, it'll still be for me to use, the town employees to use. We'll just have to have internet to do it. So, I mean, I'd give up mine. I don't know who else on the, I mean, we'll still have the same use of it. It just won't be on a, right now you can use your Office 365, even if you don't have internet. The only difference would be is I'll need internet to use it.
Well, I guess I don't know how the internet works. Will that like eat up more minutes or anything, or how does that, or is it all?
No, there's no, you're not metered, you know.
So my town computer either goes home or the water barn or the town barn, so that's always internet access.
Yeah, so I'd say most
All of ours.
of them.
Not me.
He
Not her.
recommended that, he recommended people like that don't have, like, he recommended Kathy keep it. Sue, if you needed to keep it because you're all over the place and you might not have internet, you want to do something. But he said there's a lot of ones that we could eliminate the expensive fees, and that would open up more licensing. You know, he thought Bobby ought to have it
Yeah,
for more security for her stuff, you know.
And what about Pat?
Pat, yes, you know, he honestly thinks we ought to update. He thinks we ought to update the one computer of Pat's, you know, the older one. And he said if we did a laptop there, then, you know, she could work at home with 365 and not have to worry about the internet or work anyplace, you know. So, but so we just got, and he says we can change back and forth, but he says for right now we need to do something because the outfit that he works through needs a decision. So,
So looks like we would keep 4 on the $24 per month license. And the rest go to 11? Is that what you're thinking?
I think
That's
it would
what
be
I-
helpful
that's-
if we provided a list of what have currently,
Right.
like, I don't know what he gave me.
You have it,
Everybody has it.
we all have it.
Trying to
And
take
then it came with the emails.
So with the back of.
So you have it through billing, we have it through the water department, a separate one. I have one in town, 3 actually, however, I got through that, 2 of them are in my name, because we switched Eric's email over through, so technically Rebecca had one of the water ones, and we had 2 others, because there was Eric in the department head.
And is it dedicated to a computer?
No, it's designated to that email address, so this part. Somebody that knows more, I know just enough to be dangerous. It goes with that iCloud thing.
Yeah.
So like my email, I can access from any computer and all that stuff comes with it.
Right, okay.
So it's, the question lies is, are you working, like, if Kathy goes somewhere and doesn't have internet and she didn't have 365.
My internet.
Internet based.
Absolutely.
But like it's a water barn. We always have internet there, so we don't need one there unless it's a security issue
Right.
of some sort. Mine is a town barn, I can work off the web. And stuff, but originally it all went with each email. That's how, because each email is licensed.
So
I
we-
don't understand how you could work in the cloud without internet access.
You
No,
can't.
you have to have internet access. You would be on internet, I would be off internet. So if you're somewhere that you don't have internet, you're not doing it.
Right.
Right, I would be able to get the email or anything else.
But everywhere you go that you work, you have internet.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying you don't need.
Well, and this came up because we're wanting to get Winona set up.
No, we were doing this before. It's been
Well,
going
I'm saying,
on
I
months.
texted him
Right.
yesterday or the day before to say, have you made any progress getting Winona set up? And I said he was gonna be sending an email to how I could do.
Yeah, we can work on it.
Yeah, so mine at the town barn can go, that's both web-based, and the water barn, unless it's a security issue, that computer's desktop. It's never away from the internet.
okay,
So
so
I
that
think
stays.
for I think for security, he wanted the water barn to stay on.
Okay, well, then that's fine.
And I don't know if I need, I mean, I go into the email on my computer at home. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, Rebecca probably doesn't need. Need it, well, but all your building stuff, so if it's a security thing, you should probably keep it. I just did cybersecurity today.
Yeah.
It's not
The money.
internet.
Anything money related.
It's different from my. It's not bad.
No,
Yeah, I don't know, I would keep yours, I wouldn't call anybody that she thinks is a security.
Right.
Issue, we've been paying it, like, what's the big deal, let's loosen up 4 or 5 board members.
I think Mark needs to give us a recommendation because he can see what everybody's doing,
Yeah, let Mark make the call.
you know?
yeah.
Well, he did. And then what he thought was that he didn't think, as he said, Sue to keep hers, the board members could probably do with what, just having internet service. And then he recommended Kathy, the water barn, Sue
Bob,
and Pat and Bobby.
There you go, somebody make a motion.
I would make a motion.
So I make a motion that we knock off 7 of the licenses to the cheaper ones. Internet activation or whatever. I don't know how you want to write it.
So by doing that, with 7, it saves $91 a month, which is no
But-
small change.
Right. But it's, I don't know, it's.
What's that, Howard?
But I mean, it, and the other one, like I said, right now, Bobby isn't licensed because there's not room. So by us getting off, it gives
Oh.
Bobby a space.
She wasn't licensed because it wasn't needed. See, that's Mark's spin on it. you know, and because she's got a Gmail. And so she does all her stuff on Gmail, but he's
Wow.
suggesting it should really be a .gov.
She doesn't want, Bobby doesn't want a Gmail. She wants a town thing because she'd rather have it on her town.
So by reducing these to, a web-based would allow freer space to put Bobby into a cloud-based,
Correct.
okay. So is Bobby the only one that's waiting on that?
Well, I don't
Winona.
know what he was, I think Winona was,
No. So Winona would also be, that would be additional too. So then by the time you get done, you're still gonna save approximately $50 a month. So that's $600 a year. So somebody want to make the motion to let Mark go forward and do this?
Howard.
Howard did. Okay, we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Anything else, Howard?
Nope.
Okay.
So
I got
just
a
let me
letter
write.
from- What's that?
So I just wanna, we're gonna do Sue, we're gonna do Bobby, the Water Barn, Pat, Kathy, correct?
And me,
Done.
you mean keep the full?
Yes.
Yeah,
You're keeping it?
for now, I think I should, yeah.
You gotta add a no number in for Becca.
Well, that's his, cloud based.
So, Howard, you all set? I've got one
Yep.
more. Okay, so we got a letter from, the Paint the Town Purple in Salem, for the Town of Salem board members. The committee for the town, Paint the Town Purple in Salem has gathered to start the plans for 2026 to both bring awareness to Alzheimer's and fundraise so that the research can continue to help support our community that is facing Alzheimer's and other dementias. Our ask again this year is that we get permission to decorate the gazebo and purple lights set on a timer for the entire month of June and tie ribbons on the lampposts again. Purple represents our vision to bring awareness to this terrible disease so that people will talk about it and seek help. So many try to hide memory loss, which is so sad because early intervention has shown that people can live independently much longer, which I am sure is what we all want to see for our family and friends. We would also like to use the park as a gathering space for our Color Run 2026, which is scheduled to take place on Friday, June 19th at 5 p.m. We plan to do the same 1 mile walk run starting in the park again this year. Stewart's Corporation has already committed the ice cream cart to the event, and we anticipate 1 hour of live music as we have had in the past. The event ending and cleanup should all be done around 8 p.m. We appreciate your consideration of this awareness and fundraising event. If you have any questions, please reach out to any of the committee members. So they did a wonderful job last year. And I think the big thing we're gonna have, the month of June, will quickly go into the 4th of July. So the important thing is to kind of, Brenda, you're the one that does the gazebo.
Mhm.
Are you?
I'll check with Dawn on that.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
check with Dawn.
That would be great because you don't need all of us getting in the middle of it.
I'll check with Dawn. You just want to know about getting the lights off before the 4th of July.
First of all, we have to have a motion to approve them using the park, for the fun run and for the, setup. The good gazebo.
And they usually color the kit, like, they'll have the colors.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
when they throw at people, so that may be okay. Uh-huh,
That's what we call color when you get hit. with blue.
right, and they did it last year, the kids, they had a ball.
Yeah, they do.
They do
Right.
race those sometimes.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm just to make, I don't think that would interfere with anything with the 4th of July parade. That should be pretty, that coloring should be pretty gone.
Oh, yeah.
I think by then.
Yes, June 19th. So by that time, it settles down pretty
Rainstorm will
quickly.
take care of that.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, the front of our house was not our house, but the front yard was covered with this.
Yes.
And they quickly disappeared.
Mhm.
So is everybody in favor of them using that space for lights for the month of June and then for the actual date of June 19th at 5 p.m. Okay, yeah. So do we have a motion to let them know that they can?
I'll make that.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, do we have a second? Thank you. Do we have a second?
I'll take it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you.
And for anything else, go down and get ice cream, that Stuart said just handed out. Yeah, they have like, it's their setup, it's secretly choices.
Okey-doke. So, any other public comment?
I just have one.
Yeah.
I forgot to bring it in, but I want to thank Kathy from the Georgie Committee. She's been phenomenal through all of this and all the years of dedication to doing our books for us. We appreciate you. I just didn't bring the plant in with me, it's out in the car, but I'll make sure it's in the walk.
It's probably dead.
Well, it was a really nice plant.
So, that's nice. Yeah. And Kathy does a lot for all of us.
Yes, he does, and we just appreciate it. So.
And you just growl at me.
He was locked out.
So, is there any other public comment?
Public comment?
Yeah.
I did not mean anything disparaging against the courthouse whatsoever. I just want to make that clear. It was just, it's just frustrating for everybody. Pat, planning board, that we don't have a town office, and it was nothing. It was just, can the courthouse step up? That was it. It's nothing. In bad faith to them, they do a lot. Lunch Learn Play is amazing, and it is a wonderful program. It has been for years. But we're all in a tight spot here, and it was just, and I didn't know they hadn't even been asked, so there was nothing to be meant in any way disparaging to the courthouse. Want to put that.
Okay. Hey, anybody else? No? And so, supervisors report, you know, I met with a group called Mosaics, which is an art and cultural group for Warren and Washington County. And we, are looking to push that as an economic, boost for Salem. Shockingly, Warren County thinks that Salem is one of the best cultural arts place in the two counties. And so they want to key into what we're doing here. And so the next meeting will be in next month at Hubbard Hall. And they're starting a group to do that. So that all started with the Georgie. You can take that back to the group and working with the Hyde and how they enjoyed working closely with the Georgie to make that rural renaissance happen. So it was a very good meeting and great for us. So we'll keep going forward with that. As far as the county goes, we've got two revenue expansion program and the land banking that we continue to work on. And it's, you know, looking at ways to increase revenue and not be looked at as always trying to feeling like we're behind the 8 ball. We've got to figure out how to get ahead of it and actually have a budget that will work for the taxpayers in Washington County. So we're working really hard at that. So that's about it. Next town board meeting is May 13th, and we'll see you all then.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Thank you. Do you have a second? Motion to adjourn? Yes.
All right.
We've opened up bank of trust.
Oh, it's good luck.
Have the motion.
Where we have to.
Second, motion.
Second.
We did first. We, I kind of write